Hello!
That's when I said homie gamered all over the place.
Oh hey, didn't see you there.
Me
Good
when
evening.
homie gamer. Okay, so
That was excellent.
yeah,
Good job, team.
I got a
That
little
was great.
tier
Wonderful.
list. I was gonna do it just to make it more interesting. Hang on, let me stream.
I was gonna say, are you gonna stream or are we just gonna look at them?
Yeah, you can just like look at Discord.
Imagine what the video could look like.
You can know what we want you to know.
High quality stuff right here.
I
So
hate that it is being done in this way.
why?
Oh no.
Oh, this is exactly it.
At least it's like visual.
What we want.
It's something.
We don't
These logos are great.
even know where we're gonna put things. There was no preparation
there's
for
no
this.
prep.
Maybe you don't.
There's
Are
never
we just gonna
prep.
are we gonna argue over where? Okay, we're doing a tier. Okay, we're doing a tier list. We're not doing an ordering. That makes things easier.
Right.
So you like how I'm doing things now? So we'll start with Zack. I don't.
Okay.
Do you want to do it based on just draft or just like everything?
Draft and player.
Okay.
No, I think we do it
should
based
just
on
do
draft.
Okay.
Yeah.
If we do it based on player, we're gonna have to put Mars a little lower than he deserves, I think.
Oh, no doubt. D. For
Ooh.
sure. Oh my
Oof.
god.
Bro has no kinds of motion. Sorry to say it.
Honestly, bro, zero motion. Oh my god, I've been saying that for years.
That ocean is dry.
You ain't been saying that for years. You've been saying it since like earlier this week.
Hey man, listen. It's been a long time. I lost track. I don't know what to say.
long-
I'm so good of a hater. It felt like you.
He's been saying motion for years worth at this point. How about that?
Oh no, I've been saying
Okay.
Mars has zero motion for years.
Okay. Let's start with Zack.
Okay.
We can get to Mars.
This guy's draft is broken. I don't know how the fuck he pulled this shit off.
It's
Yeah, this is actually a very good draft.
So yeah, first pick of homie division started it off with Latios. It's pretty obvious why. Yeah, not much to
Was
say
told
there.
why.
Yeah,
Are you
was told to.
saying- Are you saying? No. Are you saying he has zero skill? Is that why he had to draft Latios?
It's kind of small font, so I'm just gonna read off the draft
Is
of
it?
Latios, Tyranitar, Hippowdon. It looks
Oh,
small
hang
on my
on.
screen.
What if I do
T-Train.
this instead?
Oh, that's
Is that a
small.
bit better?
Just, ooh, yeah.
That is
right,
that
that's
is
much better.
significantly better. This was a great decision.
And you can see all of them.
infinitely better. Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, there we
Sweet. Okay, so yeah, he started off with Latios. Obvious why. It's a very good Pokemon. And then he picked up on the, the wheel coming back around.
Despite all of you having 2 picks, you didn't take Tyranitar away from the Latios
Bro's
player.
never
Listen,
played Black
listen.
and White before, so he heard weather was good. So he was like, "Weather's good. I'll just get 2 of them."
He's double dipping. He double dipping
He is.
sand.
I honestly kind of like it, just because it allows Tyranitar to do whatever it wants, which is nice.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean they're both 2 good Pokemon. Like they share, I guess, water weakness. That's about it. So they're not that bad. Like you think they're very similar, but they're not that similar. If that makes sense.
Into weatherless teams, you can actually Sand Force Hippo.
He
As well.
he mentioned
Bro,
that to
you're-
me.
it's not
True.
wrong
That's like-
with you.
that's like a
It's not
real
wrong with
thing.
you, you're running-
Oh.
No, who's running Sandforce Hippo?
When they don't have
Back.
weather, why not?
Yeah, like
Bro,
who?
that's crazy.
You're not gonna be like running a random sunny day or something into Tita and Hippo. There's like no point.
No, but
Yeah.
what does Hippo even get other than Ice Fang and Earthquake, bro? Rock
Earthquake,
Slide? Like,
Rock Slide.
Yeah.
Bro,
that-
like what? No, this
Hippo-
is a horrible Pokemon.
Okay, wait.
112 attack, brother.
Yeah.
That's like
Come
not
on.
low.
Hippo has 112 attack.
Bro, just
That's
use
pretty
Whirlwind.
good.
Like this, no,
Just
this is not
use
worth it.
Whirlwind.
I'm sorry, man. He is
Okay.
not using offensive.
But
Hippo.
you could
There is
use-
zero way.
You could use
see- I-
Unnerve Tita, which I think has
Okay.
a bit of room.
Okay, if Unnerved T-Tar gets someone in this tournament, I will give Zach $50.
It might be me.
Yeah, might
Am I
be
in his
me.
division? I'm
Into
not in his
opposing
division, but it
Ladio,
might be
into
me.
the other Latios draft, it's like feasible, right?
Yeah.
Like, like it could
Yeah.
happen. I
What,
see.
disabling
Even
Colter?
into like Azelf, into Starmie. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right.
But he did tell me he thought Hippo had rapid spin. So
His genius is yet
Accidental.
to be discovered.
Which is
um,
why he drafted Claydol like 5 picks later.
yeah. So yeah, after he had Tita, Laddie, Tita, Hippo, he DM'd me. He's like, "What the fuck do I get now?" And I was like, "Okay."
I thought this looked suspiciously competent.
So yeah, I recommended.
Draft this on Zack.
I recommended he get a steal ASAP. Heat Train was up, so he got that. I then said get a bulky water, and he got Reuni thinking it was a water type, a water psychic, I think.
It's good that you said that first, because I was actually gonna compliment Reuniclus as like a really smart pick that benefits a lot from the Tyranitar pursuit, and it covers for Tyranitar, Hippo, Heatran's weakness to Scald, as well as weaker water type Scald, so you don't have to switch Latios in.
Yeah.
Turns out Zack doesn't know what's going on.
He
just got the lantern for that exact reason. This guy's genius.
He just
The
keeps
water absorbed
picking
lantern?
the right things. I mean, what can you say?
Honestly, I
Um,
think our friend over here was on his side. Dare I say? Mad Dog.
yeah.
How
on
many
his
of these
side.
picks were your idea?
Okay, so the Empo was my idea, because I was like,
Okay.
okay, well, you still need a water type. So, and Empo works well because it's steel, so immune to your sand. Heatran sometimes isn't the best steel type, so having another one helps. And then I was like, you probably want spikes with this, so look at getting spikes, and you still need rapid spin. So yeah, Garbodor, Claydol. There was a few other things he was looking at, but yeah, that's what he ended up with. He always wanted Shuckle from like the start, so it was also about.
That was quite obvious.
Yeah.
Shuckle and Sand's kind of nice, no lie.
Yeah.
You can get it anywhere.
So it
on
was
the
like,
Sand
how are
team.
we complementing this Shuckle? Which, never thought I'd have to think about. And Lantern obviously owns the rain, but also,
Right.
it has Heal Bell, which is pretty handy for, Shuckle shenanigans.
Yeah.
It's kind of impeded by Sand, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's probably the one poor thing, but I guess it can recover health switching in Smiley.
I mean, this is a
But-
faster paced Sand team. You can play the outpace. It's not like Reuniclus is forced to go slow.
And I don't think he needs to bring Lantern versus many people. Like, looking at it.
No. He's gonna bring it versus
Lantern in
C.
general is a fantastic draft Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's just good.
And then,
I
yeah,
don't
the one cost Haunter, which, again, another accidental.
That may have been an oversight.
But, yeah. I don't think it's game-breaking. Like,
It's not.
In the draft or the
Lantern?
1 point honor.
1 point Haunter.
Oh.
It's like best in slot, but it's not the end of the world. It's not like we forgot Snorlax. One time there was a draft that forgot Snorlax in like so it was like one of those tier drafts, like tier 5 through tier 1 or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And like they got it for like the cheapest value when it was like tier 3.
Oh my
Which is
God.
really funny.
So, yeah,
I was
how does...
considering it.
Yeah, I kind of wanted him, but, yeah.
I think this draft is pretty excellent. It's either
Yeah,
A
it's
or S tier in my opinion. The only discernible flaws is that there's a lack of a true flying type,
Right.
which particularly comes to mind if you're playing against an Excadrill. It literally gets to choose between Sandforce or Mold Breaker, and both blow ass
Well,
to deal with.
the thing is, he kind of covers that with Hippo covering Mold Breaker and then Claydol covering Sandforce.
Bro, it's taking
I don't really agree with
how
that
much from
personally.
Ironhead.
Yeah, Ironhead.
I think Claydol
I
can
think
shock.
I think you underestimate Excadrill personally. I think like
It
it's not
is.
like he doesn't have counterplay, but for starters, he can guess the set wrong at the beginning of the game, and that's pretty disastrous. But also, I think a set like off the top of my head, a set that would work really well is CB Mold Breaker.
Oh, that's true. He actually doesn't have a switch into that if he
He
spit out
literally
the
doesn't have a
power
switch without a balloon.
Okay, yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair. That's
I
fair.
think there aren't exactly that many Mold Breaker EQ Pokemon though, off the top of my head.
We got Haxorus. We got Excadrill. And then
Did anyone even
can't
draft
name
Haxorus?
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised DaBaby didn't get
I was going
Haxorus.
to, but then I was like, damn, that's slow, bro, for 13. Oh my god.
Alright, we'll get to you
Who has
later.
who has
Slow bro.
Druddigan? I'm going to point out that Mold Breaker
Faucet.
Dragon Tail. If you drag it in, then Reuniclus takes spikes, sand, and rocks damage.
Is that
That's
true? Is that true?
Yeah, it is true.
What?
That is
Dude,
that is
that's
how
true.
that
I
works.
forgot about that.
You
You're
can,
right.
Haxorus and Druddigan are able to ignore Magic Guard on the turn that they pull with Dragon Tail.
That's
That's
insane.
fucking incredible. Bobby, why have you not used this?
Me and BluBird, I distinctly remember it was the year I graduated.
Bobby, you break Zam's
The
set.
year I
Just broke it.
graduated college.
That was last
The-
year, right? Or was that this year?
Yeah, it was like a year ago or so, where this dude he was like DMing me for a day straight about how can we make a Dragon Tail Haxorus work. I'm like, I don't know, man.
Maybe
I thought he was
Drud. You
doing
could
that
make
with
Drud
Kieran
work.
Light.
You say Drud?
Yeah, because at least you get Stealth Rock's Glare, then Dragon Tail.
Oh, I will say it can do that better than Haxorus.
Yeah, for sure.
So maybe you figured it out. We'll let BluBird know. Do
Um,
we have anything else to say about this
okay,
draft? I
yeah.
will
So
say getting such a competent sand spinner on sand is quite great. Like Claydol
Right.
really patched up this draft. Without Claydol, I don't think it would be considered for S tier.
I don't think it's S tier based on what you were saying
I think
about
it's
the
I think-
Excadrill.
I think Claydol and Garbodor really,
Well, every team will
really
have
won their
a
weight
weakness.
for how cheap they are.
Sorry, Colt. Go on.
Claydol, Garbodor really pulling their weight for how cheap they
Yeah,
are.
the low tiers are all very good, and
Yeah.
except for Rattata, but you know that one's for swag because the draft is already so good.
That's a great pick, bro. Endeavor's getting maybe one kill a game if it doesn't have a ghost, like. But
For
it seems
real, for
everyone
real.
has a ghost type. Everyone.
Okay, Aeron user.
I mean, the
Hey,
Excadrill
bro, you
weekend
stole my
is
idea.
pretty narrow. It's gonna come up against like what, Josh, and then maybe playoffs, and that's it,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
Like, can it come
Wait.
up elsewhere? Like levitate EQs or
Well,
gravity EQs,
actually,
I guess, but that's also
The other thing I would say about this draft is it only has Lati as over base 100 speed.
That is
Which
true, this
and
EQ is
so
really good.
your fastest Pokemon is trappable, which can be a big problem.
That is a good point.
He does have a Trick Room synergy going as well, so maybe he can counteract it with that.
Yo, Claydol learned Trick Room and boom. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, Rooney, like Heatran, Tita, Hippo. That's where that Sandforce Hippo can come in.
Empoleon,
Yeah,
yeah.
Empo.
For
So
Does Haunter get Trick Room? Surely not.
It has the
Don't
it has
think
the
it
natural
does.
bulk to be able to skim a little bit on natural speed tiers.
yeah,
Those speed tiers are kind of tragic, and you'll never really want to run something like Scarf Heatran if you can help it. It's okay,
Mm.
but it's not ideal.
Yeah, you don't want to be forced into Scarf Latios either, although I don't think you... Well,
You might have a problem with like Salamence or Salac Garchomp with a suitor. In fact, someone here in this draft has Garchomp and a Pursuiter.
I think it's Coley. Our friend
Or-
Colt over here.
and me.
don't know.
Or like that Dragonite down there as well with Pursuit Scizor. That could very feasibly be an issue. I didn't think
That's
about the
true.
Pursuit weakness. I'd probably put it at A for that reason.
Yeah.
When we're ranking them, are we ranking them in their division specifically or like overall?
No,
in
just
both?
in general.
Oh,
Just in
okay.
general. So what
I
do you
think
reckon?
they're
I don't
I
think
would say-
Pursuit
I'd
is
say A.
that big of a deal.
You don't?
Like, what Pursuit? Well,
But
no, because what
I-
are the Pursuiters? They're like Scizor, Escavalier, fucking Bisharp.
Yeah, Bishop, that's one. Metagross.
Spiritomb?
Spiritomb, yeah.
There's a Matang right there.
Bro, that's doing 40
Thanks,
if it's
not
switching
out.
out.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like
Sableye.
Latios definitely has ways to get around all of those Pokemon.
Right.
Least so Metagross, but
One shed shell so it can't get trapped.
Is that true? Does it work like
I
that?
don't think
No.
that works.
I actually don't know.
Can you imagine? That'd be nuts.
I don't think it
Latios
would be.
running that shit.
But yeah, I think it's an A tier. I'm gonna.
I agree with that.
Oh, I think A is good. There you go.
Like,
I'd say S, but I might
Suckle my shuckles.
That's a crazy name.
That name is fire, dude.
Crazy.
maybe it's just like a playstyle thing for me, but yeah, I like having a bit more speed and like versatility, I guess.
Right.
Okay, on to C, who got the very broken Landorus Politoed start. Followed it up
Bro, he has a
with Thunderous, naturally.
I
He has a
actually rated
Thunderous,
this
though.
team quite poorly, so I will. It is still a good team, though, probably higher than I rated, so I'll let you guys espouse its virtues.
I see the vision. Haha, get it?
Lando, yeah,
My bad,
works
my bad.
I'll kill you.
in a million different ways. He did say he drafted it for gems, which you can't use, but still, very good Pokemon.
Oh no, he has a Lando.
Yeah, Politoed, Thunderous, obviously pretty broken combo. Azelf, very versatile, like great speed. Also trappable, but he has, probably better choice scarfers than Zack. Amoonguss works very well under rain. No sleep, obviously, but still many different things you can do with it. Rotom Heat, probably the best fire type you could get, other than Volk on rain, I'd say. What do you guys reckon? Like,
Yeah, no, that sounds.
Bobby got
I do like
Moltres,
Rotom.
which
oh,
yeah,
true,
Moltres, yeah.
really
yeah.
liked.
Other than Moltres, yeah, of course. And then Fori, obviously very good under rain. I'd probably only get Fori on a rain team.
I would say
personally.
Rotom Heat is better than Volcon Rain, though.
Yeah.
I would probably agree with that, yeah, actually.
And
I
then
think.
the last four we go a bit off the rails, but this is typical C Pokemon, really, with Tauros.
I mean, Tauros is a great budget pick, so
It
is
is.
Misdreavus. Pelipper has a solid niche on Rain, and then
It gets
there's-
Hurricane still in Gen 5, right?
Yeah, it does. It does get Hurricane.
It
Yeah.
does get Hurricane,
So-
that is correct.
Yeah. And then Machoke
As
is
Hurricane
a
Rain
fighting
dish.
type. Yeah. So, you know,
Yeah, I don't really like Misdreavus, but a ghost is a ghost.
it's pretty
Does he
pretty
get-
tanky. You
is
can
it able to trap?
you
It has, I mean,
You
it has a
could.
relatively fast Wisp.
yeah.
I
you,
mean, Misdreavus has good qualities.
you could trap with Missy versus like a Chansey or something like that for sure.
Oh, no.
Oh, you
I'm
mean
worried.
like Perish Trap?
Yeah.
I thought you meant
Perish
getting
on me,
trapped.
like,
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, yeah. You
Um,
cannot meanless pass, because that doesn't even work in black and white, I think.
doesn't get
Oh,
BP
yeah.
anyway.
we were talking about that today, actually.
Yeah, I had a phase where I was trying to make that shit work. Anyway,
It literally doesn't work.
I know,
Okay.
I know. Missy can spin block fucking Excadrill as well.
Oh,
Because
that's a good point.
Levitate for Sand Force
Well, there's Mold Breaker.
and Mold Breaker, if
Yeah,
you
because-
fully bulk it out, you live. For easy,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you can Pain Split and Will-O-Wisp and all that shit.
Yeah.
So
With the Violated, it is surprisingly bulky.
yeah.
I think there's more to that interaction than just that, but
Well, yeah,
having a
it's not.
having a spin block with Spice is always good.
Yeah.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
Yo, what is Machoke doing there, though? Can someone tell me
Machoke
that?
is fun.
He's
It's
just
a bullshit
useless.
mode.
He's just flexing, bro.
It can bullshit. It can
Is that the
bullshit.
team mascot or something?
I think they got it just because I said it was useless.
Oh, that's funny.
Probably
prove
not,
you wrong.
but I did call it useless like 3 days before the draft.
Oh,
It's here.
no.
I'm excited to
I-
see what C can do with his elf. That's a very like
Right.
C-mon. As well as the Taurus is gonna be batshit every time
no
we see
doubt
it.
we're gonna see some bullshit.
C
Yeah,
is
well,
very,
next
very
Tauros,
creative, so their choice of picks is very solid, and they got a ton of high value, high variety, and strong budget picks like Tauros, Forretress, Pelipper, etc.
Yeah,
I think a lot of
but-
those are high variety. I think they're just really annoying to deal with.
I would say like Azelf has a ton of variety. You can do a lot with Thunderous, Landot. Politoed is surprisingly versatile, especially when you're not going to weather, right?
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And Tauros has a lot of really weird niche crap that you can do
Even just
if you
like,
really want to.
intimidate bulky wall.
You can
He's going to run
you can do
fucking-
a bulky Tauros. You can do like
sheer force.
I wouldn't be surprised if I saw a special Tauros just because.
He's
I'm
already
going to run Surf Thunder Tauros
That-
to my team because
yeah.
there's an Excadrill and a Skarmory.
they've already
Yeah, there you
mentioned
go.
a Thunderous Thunder Taurus for Skarmory. So
How much is Hyper Beam doing into Skarmory? I want to know.
RBY type shit.
so
I don't think there's a ton of direct synergy though, and I think picks like Azelf and Tauros, and to an extent Machoke actively detract from defensive synergies. They just like
Maybe.
how
don't do anything really besides revenge kill.
how so? Like just be
Just Azelf is the definition of frail with no good resistances besides an EQ immunity. Tauros is a mono normal type. Machoke, if it switches into anything, it won't take any hit, etc.
I don't know. A lot of your bulky mons have U-turn though, or Volt Switch. And by a lot, I mean all of them.
I think that's pretty good
Except for
defensive synergy between, say, Lando, Amoonguss, Politoed, even Rotom Heat, like, provides nice.
Rotom Heat kind of binds things together pretty nicely.
Yeah, I agree.
The
I like
first,
that
the
pick, yeah.
first three suffer from Bolt Beam though, which is never a good look.
Yeah, actually, one thing I was thinking when I was like theorizing how I'd play into this draft is just
I
like
think Rotom Heat really solidifies it. Sorry, go on.
it kind of struggles to switch into Rain Boosted Scald itself.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't have a very good Scald pivot.
Yeah.
But Amoonguss is good.
Amoonguss, Pelipper with Roost, like you can. Yeah.
Pelipper will be like sufficient enough, and it's like you're offsetting the Scald burn, and you have instant recovery, so it's better than something even like Tentacruel. And you have a Refresh Toad as well.
But
Like,
even,
there are options. for
even
switching to
just-
Scald. It looks bad on paper, but it's acceptable.
even just like Pokemon that get Surf that aren't like water types. Now I can use this Rain Boosted Surf into things like Landorus or Thunderous.
Talking about like
I was thinking
Latios.
Garchomp,
Bro
but
remembers that 'cause of
Laddie
his
for
Garchomp.
sure. I'm sure there's others. I just can't think of right now. But yeah, like Laddie, Garchomp, they were the main ones I was thinking.
That's the eternal rain problem with no Pharaoh.
Yeah, and Fori obviously isn't Pharaoh.
It doesn't like the surf.
No.
Yeah, definitely not.
Oh, and yeah, the other thing, Psychic. It's a little bit weak to Psychic moves. Besides, like,
You
Fori.
think so?
Well, Fori and Azelf resist it, that's it. Azelf is paper, and Fori is...
I guess psychic attackers in general are pretty difficult to handle. So
Yeah.
if you don't have robust resists to them in 4E, Spidaf is pretty mediocre. So you're right, yeah. How would you rate this team?
I like it. I think it
I like
started
it.
off very well with the Landorus, Politoed, Thunderous, and Amoonguss.
It just has a lot of very good Pokemon.
Yeah, like it's well rounded. I think C did a good job picking in that department, but I don't know if it's as good as Zack's. It's definitely good, but I think it's A or B.
I would
Whereas
put it
Zack
at
was,
B, personally.
yeah,
Colt,
I think Zack was
It's a good
S.
draft.
you there, Colt?
yeah. No, I would agree with B. I think.
Yep.
I think most of the strength in this is how C's gonna build and prep it, and if we're just taking the draft itself into account, I don't think it's all that.
That's pretty much my idea of it, yeah.
Yep, I agree. B for autism. Okay. Next,
Segale.
we'll go to the real babies, not the fake babies.
Real babies, not to be confused with Mr. Big, the real
Of
the
course.
baby.
Of course.
He
This shit
started
is so
off
fucking
with
funny to look at. I'm not gonna
Mew.
lie.
This is very creative. This draft right here, 10 out of 10 on creativity.
It's
To
like
be
a
honest,
whole-ass draft,
this
you
is-
got a mega or something.
also very
Oh, there's been it
Segale.
right there.
Like how some of the ladder
yeah,
shit
yeah.
Segale uses. He uses a lot of Conk, a lot of Volk, a
Yeah,
lot
he
of like
does.
Mew shit.
Okay, so I don't play Black and White, so I just have to ask this: is this just an Evian team?
I can see it.
It's not bad. Yeah.
Mew, Volcarona, Tentacruel, Kinkeldor. Yeah, Suicune, and then like some random last. Yeah, I got that, yeah.
Yeah, so Mew obviously can do anything, right? It can be like a lead, it can be defensive, it can be set up physically, set up specially, hence why it's, 18 points. That's cool. Then we got Volk. Volk, obviously, probably the most threatening offensively Pokemon, except maybe Cloyster, but Cloyster's probably easier to deal with in this. A million different coverage moves, weak to Stealth Rocks, so that's the eternal struggle. He shores that up with getting Tentacruel, probably, easy top 3 spinner.
I mean, outside of rain, it's a little bit worse.
Yeah, it's a little bit worse, but it's still, base 100 speed, good bulk. Water type's gold. It's grounded poison with T-spikes, so you have that option if you want.
Tentacruel is actually very, very sufficient outside of rain. It definitely does not need it to function.
And it's
I
not.
didn't think about the T-spikes. It's actually huge.
Yeah.
It has a lot of good utility.
And it's not like you're always going to be up against sand. Like, it's still going to be leftovers neutrally most of the time. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there is, in fact, one sand team in this draft as opposed to the usual 2.
Yeah, exactly. And then, very Segale. We get a Conch. We get a Bronzong. And then we get a Cress for some Trick Room shenanigans.
It's for Lunar Dance, the Suicune.
Lunar Dance as well with PP stalling. Yes, lots of cheesy strats.
When we saw the Cresselia, I think we knew what was happening.
It's just a good mon in general in this. It's maybe a bit ham-fisted into this draft. It's not really like you got a Mew, then you got a Cress, you got a Bronzong, then you got a Cress.
I don't know. You have all the tools to support Suicune on paper. I think the team has issues for other reasons.
I don't think Suicune's a mon that you can just like buy and then have like 5 things to support to win. Like, it's got to,
There's no Scald Suicune besides Jinx, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
Crocoon.
That's okay, but Crocoon has issues in draft, or not in draft. Crocoon has issues in black and white.
Damn sleep counter.
And then more support with Whimsicott, fast Pokemon, Prankster, bunch of support moves, good Pokemon.
Does it get Prankster in black and white? I thought it didn't for some reason.
I'm pretty sure.
Whimsicott gets it.
Oh.
Yeah, Prankster, base 116, so outspeeds 364, so outspeeds Starmie, Raikou.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
It's
Jinx,
Hurricane.
Dry Skin, good verse, Rain, obviously. Good speed tier, no sleep, unfortunately. Still gets nasty plot. Offensive Ice type, there's not many out there, so it's pretty good for that. Bayonet, 1 cost Ghost, is still, fully evolved stats. Handy Pokemon, bunch of support moves again, a reasonably strong Sucker Punch. Torterra, the typing is good and bad. Obviously you get the 4-time weak to ice, but stab Earthquake's always nice on a team, and strong grass type attacks. Stealth Rocks, going to do Rock Polish.
Some demon Torterra set, curse.
Do not
rest
speak
top.
of that again. Do not entertain him, please. Thank you.
All I'm saying is I won't be surprised if it makes an appearance.
Torterra also has Trick Room.
Lunar Dance, yeah, that's a good point. Lunar Dance and T-Spikes.
So yeah.
Oh, something we should mention about C's draft. We can go back. There's no. Oh wait, no, never mind. I'm stupid. I thought Amoonguss wasn't a poison type. I don't know why.
Idiot.
He's stupid.
Fair enough. Can't argue with this one.
So yeah, it's a very I think straightforward maybe is how I'd say. It's very obvious.
You think it's straightforward? I think this is janky.
I think it's straightforward in what it's trying to do.
Okay.
I'll take that,
it's janky
I understand.
in normal
It's
draft
very obviously
logic,
just
but
trying to set up Suicune, Volk, and maybe
It's trying to set
occasionally
up these
Mew
very
win.
powerful win conditions. I mean, Colteor can be like that. Can be a very bulky win condition.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so it'll be this will be very much how he builds with it, I think. And because there's a lot of gaps, there's a lot of holes, but there's a lot of like potential strength as well. So yeah, what does everyone think?
One thing to notice that Jinx with the ice gem could actually be kind of scary powerful.
That's true.
People are cheating on ice resist.
I don't think we've really mentioned.
Jinx has good coverage for it. That's true for its gems.
We haven't really yet mentioned the gem captains, but Empoleon, Claydol for Zack. Empoleon's good with gems, maybe not the best, and Claydol is, you know, just unfortunate with points. Rotom in rain with gems, really good. Pelipper, you know, you get flying gem, hurricane, that's pretty busted. Even the water gem, hydro pump, if it gets hydro pump. Yeah.
Situation.
And yeah, Segale has Bronzong and Jinx. Bronzong, I guess if you want to make it a Trick Room sweeper, you could boost something like Zen Headbutt, Earthquake, blah
You
blah
could boost
blah.
boom. You could normal gem boom.
And yeah, that's what I was going to say. The other thing is if you want to use it as like a setup and just boom it with normal gem, get it out of the way, there's use there. And then yeah, Jinx, as Colt was saying, probably, yeah, Ice Beam, really strong. And
Ice beam. I mean, it gets a ton of good coverage. You can run.
yeah, Fighting
Fighting
Gem,
Gem,
Focus
Fire Gem.
Blast. Yeah,
I forget what else it gets. I think it gets typical psychic moves like Signal Beam, Shadow Ball.
yeah.
Yeah, it
So
does.
with Nasty Plot, that's going to hurt a lot. Yeah. So what are we thinking? I'm thinking it's probably a C.
I think it's a C.
I think B. Honestly, I kind of like. I don't know. I think it's gonna take quite a bit of well-structured teams to make work, but I think these win cons that seem awkward to set up at first glance are pretty. They can be effective if people aren't checking their teams well. They can just end up losing to like some jank set they didn't expect to happen. And I think this team's gonna have a lot of jank sets that people aren't gonna expect.
That's fair.
Mew definitely exemplifies that. But I think if you're banking on gimmicks and people not expecting, like, I don't know, like Crocoon Mew, then, like, double Crocoons, then it's inherently inconsistent. Like, what happens when you get to playoffs and you have to do the run back?
It's true.
Yeah, there's only so many different ways you can set up around Suicune, Volk, Conk, Torterra.
I mean, you say that there is quite a few different ways you can set up around it, but it is always going to be similar pieces.
Well, you're trying
I
to
guess.
reach the same goal, like whether it's
Yeah.
screens or memento or trick room or whatever. You're still going for like the Pokemon and what they do besides Mew are going to be relatively the same. Like Suicune has offensive versus defensive combine sets, and I guess Volcarona and Conkeldurr can like defensively set up, but they're still going to be setting up with the same types of moves. Only Mew.
Yeah.
Like Taunt.
I guess it makes
Like,
sense.
what's he doing versus Taunt? With
Like if you're going for such a, I think if you're going for such a heavily mixed or a heavily setup based strategy, Pokemon that could set up on both sides of the spectrum might be more valuable.
I just would have
That's the
liked.
case I would make. Like even like Empoleon, pulling out a random SD could flip things in that manner.
I wouldn't have minded like a Clef on this team. Like here's, like they're all like psychic types. You've got so many overlapping weaknesses. You got, you know, 4-time weak to Rock, but then like how you're stopping it is Whimsicott and Mutaunt. Like you have the Tentacruel to spin, but you know there's a lot of ghosts. There's a lot of fat ghosts in this draft as well that can stop Tenta spinning, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got Misdreavus and Sableye right next to it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think Tentacruel can beat like a... Yeah, unless you like switch into Toxic, but even then you could have Rest, and here's a fat Chansey there as well to heal Bell. Like, yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to Mars's team.
Yeah, we will. So yeah, Yeah, I think a C. Bobby, you're still C.
Yeah.
Oh, he's muted. Yeah, we'll
Of course
just
he is. We'll go with C.
yeah.
He hasn't convinced me.
All right. And then the next one is Faucet. I think
You have some shit to say?
I don't have that much to say. I think he has some hitters, obviously. It's just he has a lot of like overlapping weaknesses again. There's like pretty big like two like 4 times weak to ice, and then he has another dragon
Everything.
and BWOU on top of that.
Yeah, true. I mean, his ice resists aren't bad, like
Are we talking
Jirachi.
about
Faucet.
Yeah.
next team Faucet?
He does. He
Is
does
one of
then
those Pokemon
have
not loading, or did he swap something out or something?
BWOU's not
The
loading.
middle one's BWOU. It's not
The one's
loading.
Breloom, sure.
Yeah, I don't think he swapped.
I mean, I think it's a pretty solid draft.
It's
I think it
solid.
just
Jake was saying the ice weakness is pretty debilitating, which I
You
kind of
think
agree.
so? You have
Like
like
a-
Jirachi, Rotom Wash.
Yeah, but it's also like a
Have
if you're relying on like Gliscor and Flygon,
I don't know.
like-
Yeah,
it's
the problem is a lot of the mons that are going to be running ice coverage are just going to be running HB ice, and then their stab move can still like if they're
Yeah.
a stab T-Bolt and they have HP ice, like what do you do?
I guess it would depend on the matchup, but
yeah,
Would obviously, but
I do think Flygon Gliscor is a little redundant.
yeah, exactly. That's mainly what I mean. Like, are you ever gonna want to bring Gliscor and Flygon in versus someone at the same time? Like maybe as like a Scar Flygon or Dragon Dance.
I mean,
maybe,
truly, you
but-
can trap the electric types.
there is a wob here. That is true.
That is true.
Not many people actually took wob in the draft. I think it's only Faucet and I think Val's a why not. I think that's it.
I was thinking about it.
so, so the normal amount of people that would take a Pokemon.
Well, I was kind of expecting all 4 of double why not, double wob to go.
Oh,
but
here was the other
Fucking
thing.
nuts.
His Dragon Resist, right, are both weak to fire. That's another thing. Like, it's sort of like overlapping on the Pokemon expected to like defensively check types have the same weaknesses when he has like 2 lots of them. Like,
That's true.
then he's got like 2 water types, right? They're both weak to grass. He's got 2 fighting types. Yeah. I just think
Now-
it's weird how like everything kind of has like a buddy.
I agree, and it is good offensively. To be
Yeah,
fair,
for
like
sure.
Breloom, Jirachi, Keldeo with trapping support is pretty scary. But
Yeah, pretty good
I don't know
speed.
if it's
Like you got 2 base, you got Keld base 108, 2 base 100s, 2 95s, bit of
Rotom's
Trick Room
entirely
there.
fine running Scarf.
yeah, for
Rotom's
sure.
good priority.
And yeah, Wob to trap shit if you need, or like to make people think about trapping. So yeah, it's definitely like very usable. I was thinking, even though I said all that, I'd probably give it.
I'd give it a C.
I think it's pretty reasonably a B in my opinion, but I think you understate the just like the raw effectiveness of Pokemon like Kel, Jirachi, Gliscor, Rotom Wash, Breloom.
Yeah,
And then all the lower tier Pokemon have like very compact utility. Even like the cheap splurge pick at the end is Wobbuffet, which can really make the opponent second guess certain matchups or potentially cripple their Pokemon with a Shed Shell.
but he doesn't like his spinners hit him on top. He doesn't have a grounded poison. Like, yeah, most of his Pokemon don't care about T-Spikes, but you still have the Keldeo, which would suck and poisoned.
That's true.
Doesn't have
T-Spikes are a lot of
spikes.
Yeah, Keldeo is kind of literally his only mon that cares about T-Spikes. Unless
Yeah.
he runs Technician Breloom,
I don't know. Hitmontop and Druddigan definitely care.
Yeah.
I guess, but you can get by, I don't think it's that big of a deal.
I suppose.
Yeah,
I mean, Hazard Resiliency in general is actually pretty good on this team.
I'd personally
Yeah, I mean,
lean
double levitating grounds.
bottom of B, top of C. So yeah, toss up which one to put it in. So yeah, are you guys still set on what you guys said, B and C?
I think it's a little bit worse than Segale's team, so I'm
I would say
going to say
it's a
C.
C?
Probably says B.
Okay.
You got
I
two
will say
Bs
I
and
don't
a
think
C.
it's worse than Segale's.
I also don't think it's worse than Cigars, but we'll put it in C. And we'll just say they're unordered.
Sure.
Just to speed things up.
That's fair enough.
Next
Yeah,
we
I
have...
think ordering it is very unnecessary.
Yeah. Next we have Mars. Mars started off with the first pick Starmie. Ambitious, but
Scientists are still trying to figure this one out.
it's a good
I think we
Pokemon.
figured it out. He didn't know either.
It's a good Pokemon. And it's probably good value in Black White, I'd say. Maybe it could have been put a little bit higher. Dragonite with Starmie, very tried and tested combo in Black White. Dragonite can do a million things in draft. Then follows it up with Sizzle. You get a bit of pursuit trapping, a steal in general, good prio. Again, many different things you can do with Sizzle. And then Kieran Black, just doubling down on the dragon offensive. Also likes rocks being off, likes trapping. And then just went batshit insane after that. Really.
I think someone else. We're gonna have to ask Mars if someone else took over. I don't think someone else did take over, but this is all the mind of the creator here.
From memory, I think he was saying a lot of things he wanted got sniped, which might explain. But yeah, he
He
went.
did say that a lot, but he also
Was saying a lot.
not to BM him, but he I feel like he was just shitting or shit posting a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So yeah, Dawg Trio next. Ditto's good revenge killing. Well, they both are really. Dawg Trio trapping in this makes people bring Shed Shell on shit. Omastar, again, spin hazards, but also the Shell Smash potential.
Spin.
Oh, sorry, no, it doesn't. I was thinking of Kabutops probably.
Spikes, dual hazards.
And yeah, it was.
Doesn't it get T-Spikes as well?
Is it his?
Am I also
Yeah,
tripping?
yeah. It does later. Hang on, let me see.
No, it definitely gets T-Spikes this gen.
Yeah.
Omastar?
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah.
I couldn't know that.
Yeah, I just checked.
So yeah.
That's pretty helpful.
So yeah, there's a T-Sparker. It's his gem user as well with Shell Smash. It's good. We didn't talk about Faucet's gems.
No. Faucet had a Hitmontop and Druddigan.
Yeah.
Druddigan is a great gem user.
Drud is
and
a
Hitmontop
fantastic.
definitely could be worse.
Yeah, I don't.
Hitmontop gets some cool things like Dark Gem Sucker out of it.
It could be Lantern and Murkrow.
Well, we'll get to that.
I don't personally like the Hitmontop gem captain, but he didn't have any other choice. I don't think.
You literally don't have another choice.
Well, you could go Escab maybe.
You could have went Escat. I mean, I don't know. Neither of those Pokemon are using gems.
I'd prefer Escav.
I don't know. Escat could feasibly use a gem. Hitmontop using a gem is like an L. It's just an unfortunate situation to have to use gems on it. It's better than...
I mean, at least you can have like Technician, Fighting Gem, Mark Punch.
Yeah,
that's
or like
something.
Technician Suckers, or not Technician Sucker, Gem Sucker.
Gem
or something.
Sucker, yeah.
It's
It
nice,
could be
yeah.
worse.
It could be worse, but I think Escab has more set flexibility,
Yeah.
which would have allowed. I think that gem captain would have been better, and he could still use You could still use one of his captains to do it.
Yeah, he could change, right? It's not like we're locked in.
Yeah, you'd have to use your gem captain.
Yeah. So yeah. Back to Mars.
Your free agent is.
Has the Omastar. Sweet. Did he do Dougie Gem?
No, that was someone else.
That was
Whoever has
someone else.
Doug Trio in the other draft.
Oh, Natu was the other one,
Not to.
which I think is a bit unfortunate. But
bro really needed that gem Omastar, which is fair enough.
yeah,
I mean,
It's real.
I think
It's
pretty good,
it's really funny to look at.
Omastar's
I
like
think
his
it's pretty
only
real, I don't know.
offensive like that, like Pokemon that.
What'd you say?
Omastar's like the only Pokemon that's could
Yeah,
use
it's the
it.
only it's the
besides
only
Dawg.
worthwhile gem user. Dugtrio has like merits, but it's not worth it over Omastar.
Yeah,
And that's fine. Omastar probably is one of the best gem users simply like available in the draft. In terms of like raw usage of the gem. Those low tier shell smashers.
I guess out of the
Priority
people,
users are pretty good as well. but
out of the gem captains that people have, it's definitely up there.
I agree.
So yeah,
QDers, shell smashers, etc.
after Omastar, Sableye Chansey for this weird fat stole synergy with Natu to prevent rocks. Snova
Snover
for
for
1
Hale.
is good. Abra for 1 is okay. I'm not huge on it, but it's fine. It's usable.
I'm not sure if he took Snover because he thinks he wants Hail to benefit him, or if he took it because he was scared of someone bring Hail into him.
Maybe.
No, it's definitely the latter.
Really? I was gonna say it's probably.
Or the former, I should say.
Well, you
Yeah,
can use
the
it with Cube and Black. Starmie with Blizzard is nice. I think Dragonite gets Blizzard.
I think it's more just the direct chip.
Yeah.
Like really limiting those steel types. Like
Yeah.
Bronzong, for example.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Snova for 1's obviously good value anyway. Yeah, bit of a mismatch, but it's hard to build into, I guess, is what I'd say.
I will say it's the offensive synergy between Starmie, D-Knight, Scizor, and Kieran Black.
Yeah, it's
is, like,
fantastic.
Genuinely devastating.
And then like a
Like,
Doug trio.
I think the games he wins will be based on that, personally, but
Yeah. It's those 4 Pokemon, and
a
then he has to
good, a
support
good
it.
Doug trio double on the Kieran Black might make someone want to kill themselves.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Even like Ditto, just like having a Ditto makes you not want to use certain setup sweepers. And then you have like Chansey, Sableye in the back as well, like Sableye stopping setup.
it just pisses you off.
Yeah,
I think the idea is like if shit goes south and you're about to get swept, Sableye and Chansey can wall about anything. In a
I
pinch.
legitimately don't know if there was a cogent thought behind that. I think
Actually, no, that's
that's
definitely not the idea behind it because Ditto exists for the exact purpose of counter sweeping. I don't know.
I
I
feel
don't know.
I feel like you could just do like Starmie, Dragonite, Scizor, Kieran Black, Doug Trio, Chansey.
Oh, okay. Well, I will say I think the Sableye is the weird part. I don't think Chansey
Yeah.
is actually necessarily that bad. Chansey offense is a
Thing.
legitimate style because it's going to anchor you against a lot of these special sweepers that are like the fast
Yeah.
special Pokemon that are going to try and push through the Kieran Black.
Gets
when
Healing
Scizor's
Wish as
not.
well. Chansey.
It has Healing Wish. It has
Normal
Wish,
Yeah.
Heal Bell. So your
Yeah.
Kieran Black feels less bad about switching into Skulls. Your Dragonite is allowed to take these more aggressive trades because it can be healed back later.
And I mean, like you could do Sub Roost, DD Knight, and then you have Doug Trio
do
to
a lot of things.
clear weather. You have Chansey to Cleric it. Like, you have
D-Knight and Kieran Black are very versatile offensive Pokemon, and Scizor has enough variety that you can't really take it for granted. And if you do want to go fat, like you got like Scizor is a pretty decent fat Pokemon. Like I don't know, you have Spin, Scizor, Omastar, Sableye, Chansey, Snover, Doug Trio, whatever. Like it has the ability to go fat. It's not like it's objectively janky and has a lot of holes, but there's a lot of good Band-Aid Pokemon to like. Like the Doug Trio, Ditto, and Chansey just being there to Band-Aid random crap is pretty good for it.
Yeah, I agree.
So
yeah.
I think Natu's a really important part of this as well. If he does
I
go,
think we
offensive.
overrate Natu. I don't think it will ever. I think at best it will cuck a rock attempt like once.
I mean,
It
that
might
might
be
be
all you
all it
need, but-
needs, right? That might be the difference
Like,
between
I guess
winning a game.
I don't know. I don't see it ever being brought. I think I had literally I brought Natu in like some other draft, and I guess it's better in black and white technically, but like it's just not feasible. I don't know what to say.
I'm trying to think who it could stop from getting hazards up.
It doesn't. It doesn't
Like,
stop.
even
it doesn't
Fori's
stop
gonna
like
volt
anything.
switch on it. Fucking Bronzong probably bops it with Gyro Ball. Yeah.
It doesn't stop rockers. I think it's like an option to like harass fat teams. It's like annoying.
Yeah. I guess
Sometimes.
it's probably best against his team with like Chansey. So
That's true.
just take it so no one else can have it.
Oh no, because Chansey seismic tosses it. It has like 10 HP.
Yeah, but you can always roost. Like,
Oh, real as hell.
Like, I don't know if FizzDef Natu can even check, like, a Skarmory. Like, let me count.
yeah, maybe.
Surely it can with Eviolite.
No. Okay,
Surely.
BluBird does 30. That's, like, not as bad as it sounds, I guess. And then you have,
Yeah.
like, Heat Wave to, like, upset Skarmory.
Fish for a burn.
Be annoying.
Probably gets
Okay.
T-Wave, right? But yeah.
Natu gets Heat Wave, yes.
So yeah, what do we think? I'm thinking C personally.
I think it's a C draft. I don't think there's any explicitly bad drafts. I think the worst drafts are flawed.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I've seen bad drafts. There's no bad draft here.
And we got to take it in context with like this is first time draft for a lot of people. This is black-white draft.
I don't
is
think
a very fresh
there's a
thing.
single D tier draft.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with B again.
B again.
I get
just off
you call it.
just off the first
B.
4 picks. If you look at just the first 4, I could agree with B.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the first 4 Almstar's really fucking strong.
I don't know.
Potentially
You have to like. There's top heavy drafts, but you still have to like. For starters, the top 4 isn't the top 6. You can't bring the top 6 every game. You know what I mean?
No, but I mean, he doesn't have to. He has good options. Well, good. He has options outside of the top
I don't
4.
think. I think he's very pigeonholed into
Yeah,
like the band-aids. Like you don't like if you want to
Well, he's
commit to
probably
like
not.
hard offense for a week, Chansey still isn't that good. It's like it has good traits, but it's still not that good. You have like CM Sableye. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
yeah. The rest
That's
all
good
look
stuff.
Sam.
That's funny stuff. Holy bit, Mr. Piggy.
Oh, perfect
Nice.
time to come back. We were just
We were
finishing
just
up on
going
Mars.
over Mars's.
What
Oh my
tier
Without
God.
would you
having to explain
My
the draft
God.
again, where would
I
you
got a
put
lot to
Mars
say.
draft?
All right, go on. Get into it.
Basically, the whole draft, he was telling me I have the best draft. I'm drafting half of a HO team, I mean HO, and half of a stall team, right? And then as soon as he saw the power rankings and saw everyone putting him last, he's like, is my draft really this bad? Did I really mess up?
So this was
This is so
this was
sad.
planned.
Yes, he wanted half of HO, half of stall, right? And basically, we would discuss all the picks beforehand. He's like, I'm gonna draft Starmie first overall. I'm like, that's a horrible idea. Why would you do that? I was like, why would you do that? And he's like, because spinners are really good. And
To be
and I
fair,
can-
if you went Dragonite if you went Dragonite into Starmie, no one would have
Yeah.
batted an eye.
Okay. But my brother in Christ, you did the same thing, Mr. Big.
No. I drafted Starmie second overall. Please don't get it confused. Come on.
All right, we'll get to
Uh,
Mr. Big later.
To summarize, I just said it's like has a very potent offensive core, and then he like there's not enough points to round out the rest of the team, like in a
Yeah.
consistent way. So he went for these really big Band-Aid picks which I think is smart. That's smart of going Doug Trio, Ditto, and Chansey to just really screw certain teams that like.
Yeah.
Like, for example, like, Zack might, like, very obviously you might want to revenge Kirim Black with your Latios. But there's a
Right.
Chansey there, which is
Exactly.
tragic.
And then like
No,
what's
he was dissing me for picking Chansey, and then he picked it. It was the same with me and him and Starmie.
Yeah.
and it's like what's
I
Rooney gonna
will
do
say
against
that-
this?
But I was saying, I
Good
think like Chansey offense is like a real thing, but I think it's like it feels it's very gimmicky, which is okay.
Right.
We put it in. I put it in C. Colt thinks the B. I don't know what Jake said.
I'd say.
I think C is fine. Maybe B. I mean, it's not as
There's
good
no
as C.
D tier
It's not as good
drafts,
as C.
and I think in this entire thing, no, like you guys are new to draft. There's no bad draft here. No one has seen what a bad draft looks like. It gets worse.
You don't think? No,
It gets worse.
Piss him
It
already.
gets
It
worse.
does get worse. I'll
Trust
put
him on
in
this
C.
one.
Yeah.
All right,
I've been around the draft block. I know what it's like
Right.
in the trenches.
we're locking in C. Sorry, Colt.
We're locking
Again,
in C. I think that's pretty fair.
My good friend Josh.
good friend Josh.
Good friend Josh.
Madden.
He
Exca first is never bad.
yeah, very versatile
Right.
in what it does.
Approved.
Laddie Ass, very good. You could say, more value than Latios if you wanted. It's like great Pokemon. Venu then. So poor Josh, I don't think he realized that chlorophyll plus drought was banned.
I thought he knew and was just getting it because Venu and Sun is fucking unkillable.
Yeah,
Like, healing, like you have your black sludge with a 67% synth. You don't die.
I
yeah,
think he also thought that sleep was free because we fucked up the announcements.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was definitely a factor.
But yeah, in Sun, it's still, as you say,
It's great for 8.
Synthesis.
When you have Sun for 8, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's probably just not a third pick. Then he gets Goth for the trapping synergies. Goth will be
You
very
know where
annoying.
this is going.
Yeah. And then he gets the big, sun damage Pokemon, Infernape.
I don't even think did he know he was going for Sun from the get-go? That Ninetales is quite late.
I don't think he did.
I think he did.
Well, to be fair, Excalibur could be anything, and then he went into Venu, which I assume he picked up for sleep.
Yeah, I think. I think he got Venu for the Sun. And then Ninetales, as we're talking about, and then Clef is just a nice Pokemon, works well. The Walrein, tad weird, but has thick fat.
It has very good base stat total for a 3-pointer.
Yeah, it's
just
good
fat
value.
as shit.
It's good value.
It has a
yeah.
lot. It has very high stats and can check stuff well. Yeah.
And like you C-team any hail. And then Matang, again,
He wanted a secondary steal, I suppose.
he needed a
be
second
worse.
steal for sure. And Matang, again, great value for 2 points. And then Cincino to round it off, I guess, for some more speed. A good gem user, to be fair, with skill link.
Yeah, very good gem user. I would argue Madden has probably like a top 3 gem pair.
Yeah, what's the other one?
Yeah.
Venu Cincino.
His.
Yeah.
I think his are very good.
Venu and Cincino, yeah.
I think that's the best one we've seen so far, for sure.
The gem users? Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of a gem pair.
Like C's is
probably
good,
it's probably
but
the best
this is
gems.
better. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's probably very like hard on the Sun with like the trapping, then Venu Infernape, but they're all good Pokemon outside of that as well. Maybe lacking a bit.
I'll be frank. Sun isn't it like it's obviously good to bring Sun, but if you're going into like Sand, I don't think you even necessarily gotta bring Sun.
I'm a bit confused as to why he has 10 Pokemon, because I feel like this draft just looks like it wouldn't be that expensive.
It's because Infernape Goth.
I mean, Ape
Oh,
16, Goth is 15.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, Goth is low BST, but it has trapping. Nape is surprisingly good
Right.
in draft, and then Ninetales and Clef are just expensive Pokemon in this format.
Yeah, Clef is
Yeah, makes
13.
sense.
Ninetales Permasun is always going to be
It's a
expensive.
bit unfortunate that Matang, like, I feel like Matang is obviously suboptimal. He wanted Metagross,
Yeah.
but he didn't have enough points.
Right.
Yep.
I think he had plan for just like higher BST Pokemon down the road, better tanks, but
Yeah,
afford it.
I think like bulky water
Gotharita
is a
to
miss,
play.
but you know you have Sun Up, hopefully. Yeah, again a big tanky steel.
I think Sun
But-
saves it. If it was like, even if it was like a bulky water over the Ninetales, I think the Sun kind of rounds things well.
Like imagine
Yeah,
if he
I
had
agree.
like a Slowbro.
Oh,
Do you think it'd be better or worse with the Slowbro?
I reckon it'd be better, or Slowking. Like,
I'd reckon it'd be better as well.
I feel like Sun is just such a powerful
I
think
think
it's
thing
worse.
to have.
I think
I don't know. I think
Walrein-
like Inu becomes comparatively worse. Goth and Nate become comparatively worse. That's my opinion, at least.
There's something to be said for just clicking Fire Gem, Weather Ball with Venus, or clicking Overheat with Infernape
Like
and Sun.
5 of the Pokemon here can use the fire coverage very well. The
Yeah.
fire boost.
Oh,
like
wait.
Latios, Venusaur, Goth. Goth maybe less so, but Nape,
even
Tails,
Clef.
Clef. They all use Sun decently, I want to say.
What were you gonna
That's
say?
my opinion, at least.
Was the question, is dropping Ninetales for Slowbro?
No, I wasn't-
Make
I
that
wasn't-
better?
I wasn't saying drop
Yeah.
Ninetales for Slowbro.
okay.
I was just saying imagine if he had something like a Slowbro.
Instead
yeah,
of
if
instead
he-
of going down the Sun lane, what if he just had a Slowbro there instead?
No, like
No, I
if
think
he
it's
still had
worse.
the Sun.
I guess you could do.
If he no, what I wanted to say, if he had a bulky water like a Slowbro in there somewhere, like with the main
It
core
gets
still
better,
there, yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get that.
Sure.
And yeah, look, the other
I
thing
guess-
I was gonna say is like hazard wise, like obviously
Yeah.
Excadrill, great spinner, but the Sun
Yeah.
hurts it for one, and that's his only like hazard control. Like I guess Infernape can use Taunt. Yeah, Goth can trap a rock setter or whatever, but that's it.
Specifically, pretty Spikes weak.
Yeah, and
Like if rocks and spikes go up, it can't really
Yeah.
function.
here's no
I see what you mean
spikers.
about the
Here's no
water,
T
though,
spikes.
'cause specifically, like opposing fires seem quite annoying.
Yeah, even Walrein itself is weak to rocks.
Yeah.
And-
Your,
Well, I mean,
your
look
water,
at
your
Volt
water's
versus
weak to
this
rocks
team.
is a rough look.
Yeah,
You say Volcarona.
Yeah. I mean, your defense against it is Clef, kind of, and Scarf Infernape.
not in Sun.
It's Scarf Lottie.
Scarf Lati, I guess, yeah.
You have Psyshock.
Yeah, that's
Scarf
not killing.
Cinccino, I think. In
Yeah,
fact, Cinccino gets Rock Blast, so there you go.
maybe like Sash. Since, yeah,
You have enough. Okay,
there's wiggle
I don't
room,
know.
but it's not great.
Volt's,
forget about-
Volt's broken. Like, I don't know what you want me to say. Like, even though you have options, it still sucks to play against.
Yeah. So yeah, overall, what are we thinking with this? I'd say it's a C as well.
I think it's a C, yeah. I mean,
Or some assholes.
I feel like the money could have been used better, to be honest with you. But maybe when he actually uses the team, I'll be proven wrong.
Yeah.
Like, if he uses it well, yeah, I'll take back what I said.
I agree with that. Yeah.
It can be piloted well. Any team can be piloted well, right?
I
If you're creative enough. I think there's room for creativity, which I always value in draft.
Yeah. Same.
Like a lot. It's like
I
way
think
more
that's a
impactful. It's way
huge
more
part of
impactful
it,
than
yeah.
you would think.
Right.
I think Goth for 15 is just way too much. Like that's
Wait, if you put Shed Shell on a Pokemon, does Shadow Tag still work?
No, it lets you escape
Okay.
trapping.
Wonderful. I'm gonna run.
Yeah.
Not on every Pokemon when I play him.
Fuck that, dude.
yeah. So yeah.
Makes me wonder if like Gotharita over Gothitelle would have been better.
I
and then you
said
get
that
the-
earlier, yeah.
Yeah.
so that-
I think it would be.
And then you spend
I mean,
more money
I guess
on a
it depends what
water
you'd go for.
or a steel, like a Reggie steel even.
Right. Registeel is crazy.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the idea is like use Gothitelle to remove like the
I mean,
fat
I don't know,
waters
like or
and stuff to check-
Gotharita and then go for the Metagross. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remove like the fat waters and the fat
I
steels
don't know. I
and
think
check
that's
Lati and
sufficient.
Infernape.
I think
Yeah.
it's a B tier
Right.
personally, but
Okay. So
I think C or B.
what do you
I
reckon?
don't think all right.
Colt, you're going
I'm
B?
leaning towards C.
Yeah.
All right. We will put it in B. I think it's a
I
C.
Clef's kind of slept on as well. We didn't really talk about Clef, but that mon is really
It has a good
annoying.
move pool. Yeah, it could run like
It's just
Calm Mind,
good.
it could
I
run.
don't know.
It
Yeah.
could run Life Orb, Double Edge, like
Belly drum.
how Belly Drum. Oh no
Life
doubt.
Orb CM with fire coverage and sun is like
Oh, you're right.
deceptively good.
You're right, actually.
Yeah.
It's like obnoxious in many ways. Like, yeah, I think there's a lot of flexibility to the team, and that's very good in draft, as opposed to something like Mars's team, which is very straightforward,
Right.
Yep.
but is powerful in that area. All right, if we put in B, are we going next?
Yep. Put in B.
Or,
We'll go to 48. 48 started off with the first pick, Celebi, which
Did he pick
again
gem captains? Did we miss
No,
it?
he has not.
he has not. Which
let me pick him for him.
I
I
was.
know he wants that
let-
gem Aloma Mola.
Hang on. Let's just get through the draft and then we can talk about that. So yeah, Celebi Starmie, very good combo, cheap as well for what you're getting. Yeah, they work well together. They share a fire weakness, but it's easy to cover later on. Gets the Tarak. Again, big hitter, good speed, deceptively bulky. More bulky with sand, which he doesn't have. Then gets Mind Shell, doubles up on the fighting. Mind Shell is very good on its own though. Regen, Reckless, can run mixed. Yeah, lots of things you can do with Mind Shell, good speed. Then he gets Lando Eye, again, same sort of speed. Lando Eye is an interesting one because it's Sand Force only. I remember Zone being broken with that in the first one, but we'll see what 48
No, that was
can
sheer
do.
force.
Oh, was it in the first one?
That was sheer force. Yeah, he just dropped us.
Okay.
Not sure why we allowed it.
While Landoy was fine, Zern is just like, I think it was the rest of the.
Oh, he also
draft.
had DOD.
He got like
Yeah.
DOD double regens. So
I don't know.
What
truly
were
got
we
jailed.
cooking? And then he gets Donphan, gets the rapid spin. It's, bulky ground type, which is always nice.
Donphan was very good here.
It's a great
Yeah, I
pick.
mean, like you pair. It's important to pair Landoy with those
Landoy.
supplementary grounds. Landoy.
Don't let him get away with that.
It's great.
All of shame.
I've been saying that shit for years. Don't act like it's such an egregious
It's the
offense.
first time I've heard
I've
it.
been typing it for years. It's different.
Yeah.
Landoy,
And then Aloe. I mean, it works well here, I reckon.
That one got Mr. Biggs. That one affected him.
Meloetta's a bit of a strange pick, but it's a pretty fat psychic, and if you change its form, it's also very fast.
Few ways to find sleep in this metagame.
That is true as well. Get the 20% chance for sleep. And
Oh,
yeah, it's got a
Meloetta, yeah, I thought right.
good bunch of
Give
moves.
Meloetta, like, Vile
CM, or you can pirouette form.
No, that is good. I like it.
Yeah,
That's smart.
it's a good pick. Kabutops,
Right.
another spinner, which can be handy.
When you,
Swift Swim versus the Rain team. Another rock type to double up on that. Has Prio, decently fast.
No, you say that. Kabutops actually goes insane versus C's team.
I'm a big fan
right.
of the double
Does.
rapid spin because it really accentuates the bulk of Celebi Scarm.
Yeah.
Even things like Terrakion, Mienshao, and Landoy are taking hits way better when rocks are consistently off.
Yeah, I mean especially Terrakion.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry
like-
about spikes.
It means
Donphan,
yeah.
Kabu is if you want rocks off, they'll probably be off. You have to have like a very strong anti-spinner core.
means
to
you
be
don't
able
always have to
to
bring Donphan.
thing.
Or, yeah. And then Durant to finish it off with just some more speed control. Again,
It's a very fast team.
yeah, very strong.
Yeah, it is.
I think
fast,
Segale's not. This isn't Segale. Whoops.
48.
I think 48
48.
team is very good.
I like it as
I
well.
agree.
One of my favorite ones in this draft.
Yeah.
Yeah, very well.
Who do we think the gem captains are gonna be? Because, hold on.
I
In-
think it's very straightforward.
my opinion,
I think
Ooh.
Oh,
I think
wait.
it's Kabutops and Durant.
Oh,
bro.
this is
I think
kind.
that's-
This
Yeah.
is kind of. I guess the gem captains are undeniably tragic. So I guess you'd have to go.
No,
You'd
they-
love. You would love.
If you
You'd
pick-
love like Kabu Meloetta. That'd be ideal. But you're 1 point off, so you'd have to do Meloetta Durant, or not Meloetta, Kabu Durant.
I think Kabu
I don't
Durant's
think that's
really
that
good,
bad.
honestly. Yeah.
Yeah,
You could
I
also
agree.
just do Mienshao and drop something with a fighting gem jump kick.
That is something
I-
you could do.
I would
But you
100%.
would love Mienshau's item versatility.
Yeah, no, I'd 100% want Durant Kabutops here. I wouldn't
Like
even think
Mienshao
about
is
it.
one of the few good life orb users in the game as well, right? So.
Yeah.
Right, that's true.
And Durant, great with gems. Kabu,
Yeah, Durant is great with gems.
very good with gems. You don't always
Yeah,
want a gem on
you-
it, but it's still very good with it.
Like Water Gem, Aqua Jet, that can cover you
Yeah.
in so many matchups and like offensively open up Kabu or
Even
your
just
team.
with like the double rock offensive synergy, just having like a rock gem to
Yeah, that's
burst
true.
through something. Yeah. I was gonna say something like a Skarmory, but he has the Skarmory.
He has the Skirmer.
But I guess
yeah.
Gliscor. But yeah, you know,
Well, you're not using.
Yeah,
I guess
shut
you
up.
Could, you could use. Well, you could use fast Gliscor to check Kabu, but
Yeah.
Gem Aqua Jet would push through that, or like a Drudigan maybe, which is just a general physical check,
Yeah,
can
for
be
sure.
pushed through with like SD Stone Gem. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, what do we think on this one?
I think
I
it's an
think it's
A, or
A,
maybe even
yeah.
an S. But
I wouldn't
A
call
or
it.
S, in my opinion.
I think it's
A.
S. I don't think it's better than Zack's. I think it's A.
I think A as well.
A is fair.
we'll put it A. That's
In
a
terms
good
of-
spot for it.
In terms of like weaknesses, I'd say
I mean, Bolt Beam, kind of.
Somewhat.
yeah,
I think
Maybe-
I think it is weak to
yeah, maybe like
teams
Kieran
that-
Black, right? You can revenge it, but it's gonna always like be hard to switch into.
yeah, but like, can any team truly check Kieran Black?
I guess,
Like,
but sometimes
truly?
you can force it into like outraging.
You can force it into bad situations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas this can just like pick and choose.
Or
coming
I
back
mean,
and forth.
honestly, like just do like special Kieran Black here. It's like, what do you do?
Yeah, exactly.
You have to like you have to like pivot like absolutely fucking insane. And if it ever gets a sub up, it's like it's doomed.
Yeah.
So,
I was
that's
thinking even
fair.
like a Jinx, if it can get past the Olomola.
Oh yeah,
Or-
Jinx is.
While,
Yeah,
is there, yeah.
while Olomomola literally can't do anything. to
Yeah,
it,
it can't.
Yeah, that's dry
Just
skin,
sub,
that's
yeah.
true.
Oh, that's true.
That's
Yeah.
why it is. That is why it is your Scald switch in. So if you like sub Nasty Plot with Jinx, that could
And maybe
break through.
maybe if something gets trapped, like yeah, he lets some like Alamola get trapped versus Josh, and then
Even
just gets
even
blasted by
something
fire
more
moves.
subtle, Mienshao could get grabbed by Arena Trap, for example.
Yeah, yeah, for
Or
sure.
Durant could be like picked off randomly.
Yeah, so you lose your speed. Yeah, but you know we're nitpicking here. It's a great draft. Yeah, I reckon.
I think it's a very. I mean, every
A.
draft has weaknesses.
Yeah, I'm happy with A. It's very annoying to
If
build
anyone
against.
had the fucking balls to draft Mamoswine, he goes hard in the paint.
No one drafted Mamoswine?
No,
It
they're
was
all
way too much
bitches.
money.
Well,
it was
I-
way too much money.
I got
I
Palo.
wanted Mamoswine really badly, but I decided that. What did I get instead?
We'll go to you later. Shut up. It's my turn.
I was waiting to get to someone in the call.
Okay, so we get my draft.
Oh,
I think I started off very
I
strong.
was a big fan of this draft. Apparently, I
walk us
rated
through
it
this one.
higher than the creator.
Okay,
Oh
how
my
about someone who
God.
isn't Jake
Well,
starts it
I
off?
haven't rated anyone.
no. I want.
No,
I wanna hear what Jake has to
I'll
say,
give
bro.
the story and then you guys can comment.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I had no plan coming into this. I was, just gonna wing it. And last I was wheel, so that's the perfect position to wing stuff because you just grab two things at a time. It's very easy to compose a draft that way. So yeah, Garchomp was the last 18 pick left. I love Garchomp. It's a very me Pokemon. It can do pretty much anything in draft. Does have the 4-time weak to ice, but you know, that's life. And then I chose Pharaoh second. This might have surprised some people, but the main reason I chose Pharaoh second was because in black white.
Controversially picking Ferrothorn second.
Well, in context, in the context, yeah. But no, I really wanted a solid steel early because I know with like.
They go fast.
Yeah, I've done like ADV draft before, and you just run out of steals, and it's shit. And Ferro means I have a spiker sorted, rock sorted, like, and
especially if you don't. Sorry, I was gonna say if you don't get that steal early, then you're gonna have to go through another like 16 picks before you get to it.
yeah, exactly. And then like I think type wise, defensively, it synergizes well with Garchomp. Yeah, besides both being grounded, is the only thing I'd say. And yeah, maybe ice a little. So yeah, from that, wheeled all the way back around to me. I wanted Raikou 1 speed tier, get that also out the way. A good electric, good versus rain. Yeah, very versatile. You can do like fat sets, you can do just like volt switching around shit. Yeah, it lets me go in any direction I want. Then I got Blastoise because everything was grounded, needed a spinner. Wanted to make sure I got a good spinner. And yeah, bulky water type as well. Works well. And then I wanted Spiritomb because at this point I was thinking, I have a good spiker. What's a good way I can like guarantee keeping spikes up for this shit? And then also just a good way of trapping, dealing with like shit like Reuniclus, Alakazam, even though there's not one here. Yeah, I just wanted Spiritomb. I thought it worked well, getting a Pursuit Trapper, and it's pretty cheap. Then Sigilyph, getting a flying type, ground immune, and it's Magic Guard, which is nice. Yeah, Psychic type, it's fairly fast. You can do the cheese sets, or you can do Life Orb with Magic Guard, and it has good coverage. Toxicroak, grounded poison. Yeah, we were running out of grounded poisons at that point, and I'm kind of iffy on it in the draft. I don't know how well I feel about it, but I think it's versatile enough. You can run physical, special attacking, has prio. Obviously the dry skin is really nice, but even
I
poison
think he was
touch.
handsome for the dry skin, personally.
Yeah. And then Parlo, I think Parlo is a great pick for 8. Gives me, you know, Ice Shard Revenging Dragons, which is handy if something happens to Pharaoh. Like, covers redundancies pretty well. And yeah, I think with Garchomp, I could fit another ground. Like, they're different enough. Another rocker, so I can free up Garchomp and Pharaoh. Gara, I just wanted another flying type, and I was pretty happy with getting another water as well with Blastoise. Again, it might not work that well, but I also like the fact that it's something with Dragon Dance. Like, it's something that can set up and like pressure offensively, and intimidate's handy. Yeah. Riolu was, when I thought of Spiritomb like keeping up hazards, I was like, straight away Riolu for 2 is like so good. I don't know how usable it is versus Division. Maybe we'll see how I cook. But yeah. And then Simisear, I just wanted a fire type. It has over base 100 speed, nasty plot, it has a bunch of cool moves. It's cheap. Yeah, and then Trubbish, in case someone got 6-0'd by T-Spikes. It's nice to have a T-Spiker. And it's 1 point. And yeah, Gem Captains, Toxicroak, and Simisear.
I was a big fan of this draft. In my mind, I think there was a way to make it even more powerful. But as of right now, I'm of the opinion it's a solid A draft. Just because every Pokemon is generally powerful and is progressing towards like that hazard control win con.
I think
everything specifically
was a very good pick.
Sigilyph is great as well.
Yeah. No, smart. I mean, like, it's
Come
good.
on.
Yeah, it's
Can't
good
all be
draft,
praise.
I don't really. No, it's just. I mean, when you play Seas Thunderous, you're gonna have trouble, I guess.
That's what the Pilot Mine's for.
Well, I have Raikou.
I'm sure it's doing 40. But yeah, Raikou, maybe you're right. Raikou should wall it, I guess.
Yeah, like Raikou can switch in at least, and then I can outspeed. But yeah, it's not, it's not free for sure.
I mean, you have lots of prio, lots of bulk, lots of power, and you control the hazard game.
Right.
I think the team's main weakness is that a lot of the Pokemon just have extremely janky types.
Right.
Like Toxicroak and Piloswine and Spiritomb have like really weird typings that like they're pretty specialized typings.
Yeah.
I get what you mean. There's
And
no, like-
conversely, I do think it's pretty Spikes weak if you can't reliably keep them off with Blastoise.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think the team gets worn down pretty quickly. But I do think it's a very good draft. I'd probably put it in there.
I'm fine with A or B.
Gemma's Simisear is also extremely funny.
It
If
works.
it gets nasty play, it might
Yeah.
be, it might be
I know
annoying.
better than anyone, man.
Gets
Why? Well,
acrobatics. Which I don't know
Acrobatics?
why you would ever use because it's a fire type, but gets it.
Pokemon account?
Yeah.
I know Simisage uses SD acrobatics
Yeah, that's a.
in
Yeah.
whatever tier it's in.
That was 1 point
Oh,
higher. I'm
I
pretty sure.
think-
Oh no, it wasn't. It was the
Yeah.
same. Yeah.
I think Simipour was the 4.
Yeah, that's it. Obvious
The
reasons.
Simipour is probably the worst one, to be honest.
No.
Simipour?
Yeah, I think that's the worst one out
That's
of the
Skull,
3 monkeys.
unfortunately.
That's Scald, sorry.
What do you mean?
I mean, considering they're all monotype, obviously mono water is the best one.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't
In
know.
terms of just like raw typing. And besides that, they're like
Oh.
almost identical Pokemon.
Also has like water ice beam with nasty plot. Wow, that's pretty strong. But
Yeah, the coverage is more self-sufficient than something like Simisage.
yeah.
And
there
Simisear
you go,
obviously
but
has
it's
all the
SD.
downsides of a fire type.
Yeah. Like it's janky, but in my head everything works together somewhat. So yeah. What did you guys say? Ranking?
Again, I said A.
I'd go with A, yeah. I think it's as good or better.
I wasn't really
The other
expecting that,
teams.
but I'll take it. I don't know how
I don't know. I think the synergy between stuff like Raikou and Gyarados goes hard. I think your
I think
Soap
he's-
Soup is going to give you a ton of value in most matchups.
Yeah.
And the team's got enough longevity to make it to the point where your own Spikes and your Sigilif and your Toxicroak or whatever are going to wear down the opponent.
I'm personally of the opinion that Alakazam would have made this draft truly elite.
really.
Yeah.
Because of the speed, or because-
Just the speed, the spike synergy, how it like
Right.
binds everything together so that things can be generally more offensive.
Yeah, good point. I mean,
I
would
think-
you trade something
Yeah,
for it? If
I
had
think
the
you could
chance?
In my
hypothetically
mind,
say like Alakazam works, but then how you actually physically fitting it in.
The way I would fit it is I would remove Gyarados, Riolu, and Simisear and trade it for Alakazam.
Wow, Gyarados getting removed is risky, to be honest with you. I mean, I
It's
don't
fair
want to
enough.
like.
Blastoise is covering water duties pretty well.
I was thinking
I don't
more
know.
trade
I
Sigilif
think
in for Zam.
The Gyarados would win you the Segale matchup pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
There's a couple ways to win the Segale matchup. I'll say
That's,
that.
that's also true.
I think Segale's team is going to get ripped apart by this spiking core anyways, if you want to bring
No.
up that specific matchup.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It could be
Yeah.
better to drop, if you're going to do that, it'd be better to drop Toxicroak, Riolo, Simisear, Trubbish for Zam.
You wouldn't have
I don't
enough
think-
picks.
Yeah, that's only
No, you
9.
wouldn't. Ah, fuck. Yeah,
How much is Alakazam again? I forgot. Let me check.
Six.
It's 17.
16. Yeah, you know, that isn't that bad, like, value, to be honest. 17.
I could go
Or
Kadabra.
16. Sorry.
Is it 16?
16. Yeah, it's 16. That's good value.
Oh, that's even better. There you go. You get to keep your Trubbish.
Woohoo.
T-Spike Zam is good, to be fair. But no, I
You get to
think
keep your Riolu, my bad.
Riolu's 2.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
Gyarados,
I think it's
Gyarados,
more.
Simisear, Trubbish, if you were to swap, right?
Gyarados, Simisear, Trubbish for Alakazam.
I'm just
Regardless,
gonna,
I think that's enough about the Mad Dogs.
All right,
Monai.
on to the gamer division, and we'll start with BWOU's team. So
We're halfway there, you boys.
yeah,
Alright.
these always take way longer than expected.
Someone else
We should
wanna-
be going faster.
Yeah, someone else
But that
take
wouldn't
over
do the
going
teams
over.
justice.
Actually,
Alright.
Monai, you go over. Just run us through the
Well,
picks.
Val had first pick and elected to take arguably the best Pokemon in draft first in Mew,
Yeah,
and then rounded that
blame
out
Val.
with very high value individual picks. I feel like Val was going for more of just like grabbing up extremely good individual Pokemon rather than like a specific cohesive game plan, which is fine when you're outvaluing people on picks. So Gliscor is a broken Pokemon.
So I hate a good score.
You're packing so much utility with Fori. Rotom Heat resists every type, every single fucking type. It has Pivot, Wisp,
Except for Rock.
ETC. It is weak to rock and water, and that's all that matters.
May as well be weak to every type.
Porygon is just generally a good tank and status spreader. Crawdon's a beater. I mean, you have like what, 3 para spreaders? Could be doing a whole lot worse. Sigilif feels a little random with the Mew already, but you could be going towards like a size spam strategy when you already have your spikes and good defensive core, right?
yeah.
Jellicent just supports that strategy even further and picks up the bulky water to support Crawdon. So that was a pick I liked a lot.
Yeah, it works well.
Breloom, in turn, also supports the Jellicent and Porygon defensive core by providing a general status immunity, but is also flexible with its technician sets and gives some nice revenge killing capabilities. Because as of right now, your Scarfers are like Rotom Heat and Mew,
It's very
which
slow.
kind of fucking
Yeah.
blows. I guess Sigilif if you really want, but that kind of just sucks ass. You don't really want to scarf any of those Pokemon if you can help it. Rotom could be worse, but that's narrow. So Breloom providing that strong priority Mach Punch is great. And Weezing, again, is just a Pokemon that compresses a lot of good defensive traits. And then they
So-
got the mascot picked around now. But why not? As far as mascot picks, could be doing a lot worse.
Yeah.
Be
You know?
doing a lot worse.
Could be doing a lot worse.
Could be Shuckle. Shuckle's not that bad,
It
but-
Could be
be-
Shuckle.
I will say, as far as terrible mascot picks go, Shuckle has found itself on the best possible team for Shuckle.
It's true.
Yeah.
Well,
so-
it was designed like that.
Yes.
Yeah, so
No, I really like this draft, honestly.
I think
I was
it's
a big fan of
solid.
it.
The speed tiers are
awful.
tragic.
Yeah.
They're pretty bad. If
Yeah.
Crawdon had Jet, then it would be significantly better on that front.
Yep.
In addition, your Fori can be kind of a flawed spinner. You can't really expect it to spike and spin consistently. So you're not really, and with your levitating Weezing, you're not consistently denying T spikes for the Porygon 2 in the Mew, and even like Jellicent,
Right.
which is like honestly my problem with it. Besides the speed tiers, you also don't have a Dragon type, which is okay, but not great.
I don't understand the Crawdon, to be honest with you.
There's just a Crawdon there. That's the baby. You heard it here first, folks. There's a Crawdon, so it's bad.
I like Crawdon as a Pokemon, bro, but Crawdon
The-
for
the
8? I don't know about
Crawdad.
that. I don't know about Crawdon for 8, dude. I think that's horrible value for money, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'd rather like a Basculin, honestly.
Yeah. Like, Blaziken was 8.
I
Gastrodon
thought
was 8.
Crawdon was weird, considering when you look at the core of Mew, Gliscor, Fori, Rotom Heat, Porygon 2, what comes to mind? They're not very fast Pokemon.
Well,
Right.
I think there's
They're
a
all
Trick Room
mid-speed
thing
at
going on
best.
here.
There's a what?
There's a Trick Room
Oh,
thing
thing.
going on here.
Yeah.
Oh.
There is a
Can't-
oh yeah, that's true. You have
Can't mention
Jellicent
as
is a
well.
surprisingly good Trick Room abuser.
Yeah.
But like,
Right.
I mean, what's your Trick Room Pokemon? Like Jellicent,
Sigilif.
Porygon 2. Okay, well if you're Trick Rooming on Sigilif, it's just tragic. It's an L.
Even
I
Breloom,
guess- I
Breloom, if you drop all speed, you can abuse versus some things.
Yeah, I mean that
Setter or abuser?
the
Because I meant
aspect is
setter.
there, and that being able to flip the script on like the faster offensive teams, maybe something like Mars's team, off the top of my head, that could really fuck it. But I don't think it's going to be your primary strategy.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think it should be either, but I think the team's just generally pretty hard to kill for some teams.
I guess.
Like
so.
if Foy focuses more on spinning than spiking, it can get a spin off.
Yeah.
A pursuit user would go a long way for that. Actually, does Carlon doesn't get pursuit, does it?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Also,
but
it will
I'll
melt
check
to
for you.
everything.
Yeah, it's the def is bad.
Yeah, that too. And I don't think it even gets it, but
Has a trace
Pursuit
user,
would help
which I
a lot.
like. I always like a trace user in draft.
yeah. I don't know.
That is true.
I think it is deceptively hard to kill. I'll say that.
Well, you mean Porygon too, or like the team in general?
The team in general.
I think
Team
that's
is
really
very
good
bulky. I don't know if that's
defensive.
a deceptive thing. It's like 7 defensive Pokemon.
I think it's very
It
good
doesn't get
defensive synergy. I think it lacks a bit offensively. And yeah, we'll see. I guess I would say it's again a B C tier. I'm happy with either.
I think
Definitely B.
I agree with Matt Dawg. I think it's B or C. Like, it's just I like the individual Pokemon as you said, but I don't think it has enough to offer offensively.
It's just missing something. Yeah.
I guess you could outlast a lot of teams in the division, but I don't know. I think some of the picks could have been better, but Mew at number 1 was a smart pick. List score was good. If you get spikes down, either of those could win because Mew could run any set.
There's a lot of
basically.
very bulky win cons, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think B or C.
What do you reckon?
All right, Robert. What do you think?
I'm leaning towards C personally because there is the lack of speed kind of pigeonholes your responses to certain Pokemon.
Cool.
Oh, pigeonholes your sets more so.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Just not having
kind
anything
of a
over
semantic thing.
base 100 is an oof. I think.
Yeah, especially when Mew doesn't really want to be running like a max speed revenge killing set.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah.
Like I think something like Mienshao, for example, could really harass the core.
So we'll try that in C. It's not ordered.
And personally, I think Mienshao would have been great here.
Yeah, would. Did anyone get it?
Mienshao would have been great, yeah.
No, no one got it.
I don't even know if anyone got a Mienshao.
Nah.
I don't think they did.
48
It's
did.
a surprise.
48, yeah.
I mean, on
Um,
this draft.
On this draft, nobody. Yeah.
Okay, onto
I do think the Breland kind of helped a lot, though, honestly.
Yeah.
yeah, but it only helps
Berlin
with
is
Mach
good.
Punch.
I mean, just like the team in general.
Offensively.
Like what the
Oh
team
yeah,
was.
for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
You can also just usually take a hit and kill something.
Okay, onto BluBird. He
Yeah.
started off with Jirachi. Followed it up.
Surprising
Good
no one.
pick.
Yeah,
Despite
very
the fact that
BluBird.
Latios was up.
Yeah, well everything else was up. Yeah.
This is the most BluBird pick one. I mean, I guess Mew would have been the most BluBird pick one.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Now it's
No.
Jirachi, let's be real.
No. Yeah.
And then follows it up with the Kurin Black for the Drag Mag.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
Of course he did.
Kurin Black's
Oh
a
my
great
God.
pick though. I would have loved Kurin Black if I
It's
didn't get
decent.
Garchomp.
Drag mag without the mag or the drag. It's
Well-
just drag.
It's Drag Zap because he gets Zapdos next,
exactly.
which is another BluBird mon.
Kurin Black with 2 very reliable pivots. We'll say that.
Yeah, for sure. And then Donphan, very good spinner, works well. Need both spikes and rocks off here, and it's a stealth rocker.
Right.
Bro decided he needed that speed and got Jolteon 5th.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. You're
I think
doing
it. Was a
it.
good pick.
You do it. Yeah, Jolt's
Oh,
great.
my bad. My bad.
Go on, Monai. You do it.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Jolteon is very janky in draft. It doesn't have much bulk or defensive utility, but that speed is great. Conkeldurr, because Why not? I guess it's a very sluggy team. Like you have those like
Good 1-for-1.
you have so many pivots to get in Conk and Kieran Black, right?
Yep.
So you want another payoff kind of Pokemon to get in Ulky trades. Zatu, so you can keep playing at the pace you want. You don't want to slow down and spin necessarily. Donphan is still there for that if you need it. If you want to play a more defensive game as well. So it makes things a lot more flexible. And Zatu, of course, has basically a status immune pivot, right? Can't status it directly.
I
I do like
you
that
get like
too, it's a big-
wall burned, but yeah.
You can get Scald Burn, yeah, because wow, but I'm actually a big fan of Empoleon as well. You compress so many great defensive traits, and you are very offensive. You have a lot of offensive sets potentially. Regirock, just for a reliable rocker, I suppose. It's not doing much else, but it's doing that one thing extremely reliably. Rocks T-Wave, Boom, or some other janky setup you
Counter.
want.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then had another 3 points left after picking up Regirock, so Perugly provides some nice speed and is surprisingly strong. And
Yeah.
Trapinch is there because it's really funny.
It's a trapper. It traps.
It's a trapper.
Has the gem.
It is, it actually is.
If your
you're right.
if your opponent is sleeping, it will just kill something.
Not just any trapper, a gem trapper.
Yep.
Oh my god. you're so
Got that
right.
normal gem quick attack.
Bro, when
Yeah.
Trapinch got first impression, I was like, this is the most fire draft pick available. In like Gen 8.
That's pretty good, yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah, like there's a lot I really like about this. I like me and BluBird. I think pretty similarly. So I like all the offensive
good thing?
synergies. There's
No.
there's great speed as well, which I like. I think Empoleon maybe wasn't the best water here. Just because
It's very weak to ground.
yeah, like
You have
Yeah.
two floaters that are very weak to rocks. Just the way they play.
yeah, and then
Although
you
I
have
guess
Donphan, but then if
The
you know
team's really
a
good at
special
keeping
ground
rocks off,
type
though.
will
I mean,
just
even just rock types, like the type rock.
yeah.
Yeah. I think for
Yeah, he
once,
gets
the
6
type
levels
rock
for
is a
him.
bigger issue than the move stealth rock.
I mean, you have Conkeldurr
Conk,
Donphan,
yeah,
which
I
are pretty
guess.
great physical checks, but I don't know. Like, I mean, like, it's a BluBird team, right?
I think it
Like,
works, but yeah.
He'll
Yeah,
figure it
that-
out.
it's a BluBird team. Like, it works well enough to get the game plan off the ground,
I think
and you can push through with those powerful threats.
I think I rank this higher than most people. I'd put this B.
I would
I
not.
mean, I
put
thought
a
it
B,
was-
bro, I'm sorry. I put it C.
I like
I
it.
say A.
Hey, you reckon? I don't know about
I
A.
really
The
like
one
it.
thing I'm not really a fan of is the double electric type. Feels kind of fucked.
I think for
Here,
one of,
dude.
if you're gonna double up on types, doubling up on electric's probably one of the best
you want
ones.
spike, surely.
However, saying that Zap and Jolt might not be the best combo in Black White, just because how are you abusing the ground types with those two Pokemon? Like HP Grass, HP Ice can only get you so far.
Yeah, I
Like-
feel like
Yeah, like a Lantern maybe, or like, you know, even Raikou has a bit more versatility in that because it has more, like, it doesn't get Energy Ball, but it gets Weather Ball versus Rain, it gets fucking Extra Sensory, fucking Crunch.
It has a
Not
bunch of
crunch,
random
but
coverage.
Yeah, it
to
has
hit
a
lot of
random
ground types.
coverage, which Jolteon doesn't have. Zap,
Oh,
Zap
Oris here is
has,
the big
but-
one against like Excadrill.
yeah, for sure.
That's huge.
So yeah, that might be the critique, and I guess Kieran Black also has that strong electric move as well.
It's true.
But yeah, I do
feel
like it.
The
Go on.
double strong T-Bolts are really good. A lot
Yeah.
of teams cheat on electric types. They just get a ground and say, good enough.
Well, like versus Val's team, right? You can just chuck HP Ice on both, and then you're fine. You just
Yeah.
like spam T-bolts, and you can't switch in.
Is that
Gliscor
true
anyway.
though? Is it, like Rotom Heat is probably the single best Zapdos check in the
Yeah, but it's weak to rocks. Like,
Yeah.
and you have Fori
Oh yeah, Val can't keep rocks off. Oh, sorry, Val struggles to keep rocks off.
I guess Porygon 2 was Jolt, but not Zap. So yeah.
He could do screens pass in the Conkeldurr, I guess, with Jolteon.
Yeah, there's a
Like-
lot of like cheese with Jolt you can do.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
Wish.
I can see how it would work, but I don't want to put it higher than B.
What do you reckon,
I think
Manai?
I don't think anyone is planning for A, to be fair.
Well, Colt said
No,
A.
I just said it.
You're a sicko. Never speak to me again, Breton.
Okay, well,
I'm telling BluBird you called his draft terrible, and I was the only defender.
Hey man,
I
I put it all on me.
I think B's good. I think my draft should be B personally, but you know, I'll take the A. I think B's very good. Yeah. Like, I don't think any draft here is an S personally.
Prove you wrong.
You mean so far, or like in general?
Well, I don't know. We'll see. Next we'll go to Wills, which I know some people like a lot.
Right.
Go on.
I think
see why.
it's probably the best draft, but I don't think it approaches S, so maybe there is no S tier.
Go on. Go through it.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty
Me?
close, but we'll get to that. Yeah, go ahead,
for
Bobby.
it.
All right. Well, round 3 Latios is always a sight to see. So
Yeah,
that was,
you're
a,
actually
that was a
right.
nice pickup second. But on the comeback, not only does Latios get paired with probably its best check and a Spiker and Ferrothorn, but Will proceeds to pick up Zam alongside. So
Of course.
he's already secured probably one of the strongest black and white overused offensive cores in the game.
Offensive.
Yeah.
That's a very. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, the CB Ferrothorn.
The CB, you don't get it. You don't
CB?
understand.
Oh no! Oh no!
Spike is the real best offensive move in the game. Let's keep it real.
Well, no
Nah,
shit.
bro, confuse Ray.
I mean, just like Latios with Spike, it could be- you're fucked. Never speak to me again. That was upsetting.
Jesus.
I do think a lot of the projections for this team are based on those first 3, because
Right.
it goes a little bit off the rails going further in.
I think it's kind of the first 5.
Maybe I underrate Doug Trio, but Doug Trio is a good option to like. I mean, what checks psychic types, steel types,
Yeah.
and then you get the Doug Trio and then the Heatran.
I like even if the opponents run a shed show to avoid Doug Trio, you could run like Sash Doug Trio reversal.
If you're running
I
a
guess.
shed shell, it makes it a lot harder to check the psychics.
Yeah, you can't have that Choppleberry.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
when they're as strong as Lottie and Zam with spikes there. Like, you need leftovers.
Definitely.
I do think it's a little weird to run a 372 speed Revenge Killer alongside it in Alakazam, though.
Yeah, it's a
I
little.
I think
Oh,
it's
not
not
bad.
really here for the revenge killing. I think that's mostly a side benefit. I think it's here for removing defensive pieces.
I think
I
ideally
think that's
you
fair.
didn't need the Doug Trio, but it works. Yeah.
It works.
right.
Yeah.
You don't have to bring it. Like, yeah,
Heatran's really solid here as well. It's
Yeah.
another.
works well.
It's a. You have your defensive steal, so the Heatran complements it with an offensive steal, and the Heatran is obviously weak to those water and ground moves. So having Ferrothorn and Latios alongside it is literally perfect. Spin blocker and Cofagrigus. Cofagrigus is like in a vacuum, pretty good spin blocker and brings those T spikes as well.
Nah, it doesn't get it.
Spikes in this gen? Jesus
Yes, it does T
Christ.
spikes.
Does it? No, not in
I'm
this
like
gen.
fairly sure it gets T spikes, right?
Yo,
Almost
this
feel
is
like we
a
would
great
see
team
that
right
if
here.
that
Hippowdon,
spikes.
Whimsicott, Suicune. Yo, hold on.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Let's
nah,
load this up on
nah, it
ladder
doesn't.
after this.
No.
Oh, it doesn't
Okay,
work. Okay, it's
Nah.
it's next gen. My bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
I almost feel like
does.
you'd see that, no you, if it did.
yeah. I've used Kofag before, and I haven't used that.
Of course
so.
you have.
You've seen the
I
team.
used it too. It's decent.
It's decent.
Well,
yeah.
unfortunately, no T spikes. You'll have to settle for Lottie Zam spikes. Tragic.
It's a poverty draft right there, man.
Oh, don't worry, it gets better.
Ninetales gives a relatively cheap control over the weather.
Is it
At this
cheap,
point,
though?
he was able to go into either, I guess, hail or sun, right? If you wanted weather.
I'd say hail would have been better.
Well, he could
I
have
think
gotten
people would instinctively think
test.
hail is better, but I think Ladio, like, honestly, Latios with the sun boost, Zam with the sun boost, Tran with the sun boost, it really limits the
Yeah.
options people have to counterplay these psychics.
I'm not saying
Yeah,
Ninetales is
I agree.
bad, but a bomber as a Pokemon works well in this.
You're
as
right,
well,
yeah.
for,
I
like-
mean, I would have went for hail, but
Yeah.
like, I wouldn't have considered that Ninetales was a good pick, but it honestly is. Cryogonal simply provide, like, it's a levitating spinner with a recovery move, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a real speed style.
It's a good
Great
special
special
defense
bulk.
ball.
It has some nice traits. I think it's a little weird, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
spin is great to have to really provide Heatran and Ferrothorn with more longevity, and then there's Zard there to make use of, to give some sort of Sun Abuser besides Heatran, I guess. Triple Fire makes it a little janky though, in my opinion.
You don't like the
I forgot
Charizard?
about the bird.
The
Like,
bird?
I really
Not
fuck
too-
with the idea that he can just run either an entire Psy Spikes team or an entire Sun team.
Yeah.
Yo, we should get a. What's the Hippowdon pre-evolution called? We should get one of those.
Hippopotas.
Yeah.
Yes, that.
Yeah.
I
That
think.
would have been funny.
I think.
I think it would have been better over like Ninetales Noctu, maybe.
Maybe.
I think if he got Claydol instead of Cryo, I would have really loved this.
Right.
Or
Yeah,
like a
pockets.
Donphan. But
I was literally gonna mention, like, after Hippopotas was mentioned, upon closer examination, your only ground type is Dugtrio, which is
Yeah.
never that great of a look.
and
Like,
like
you would have really loved another ground pivot.
and a spinner weak to rocks, I think is always really sus.
Yeah, that's always sus. I'm not a fan of Cryogonal, but it is Spike immune, to be fair.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is more of an issue for this team than
It's also weak to all prio. Like yeah.
Raw. I don't know, the Charizard Ninetale was... I mean, it's relying on the Natu, right? But that's flawed.
It's fun at least.
Yeah, it is flawed, but I think he can definitely bring that at least 1 or 2 weeks and cheese some wins with it.
Yeah.
Then Zard's Sunset.
Yeah, Zard's not the worst sun abuser, and for 4 points, like,
Yeah.
it will blow something
as
up
he's got-
before it dies in sun.
I mean, especially with fucking Fire Gem.
Yeah, solar power. Rock. Yeah,
Yeah, it's actually a great gem to use your Charizard. It could get Focus Blast, Solar Beam.
It's only gonna
Fire.
live for 1 or 2 attacks anyway.
yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. I'd call this.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I would call this an S. It has the
I think it's
versatility.
an
I don't think it's an
I think
S.
it's an A as well.
Not with like
It
the
has the versatility.
wacky,
It has the power.
the
A. I
wacky.
think it's simply running off the raw power of the, like, double Psychic Core with, like, broken-ass Pharaoh. Like, that's, like, the huge appeal.
Like he doesn't
you're
have a
not getting
water
those-
type. His ground
Yeah,
type
you
is
see
Dug
that's
Trio.
what I realized
The draft went off the rails, like, towards, like, the last half is, like, what's going on?
Also has that
The
mold
Charizard
breaker
stuff.
extra drill weakness we were talking about with the other one,
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
or just extra drill in
is true.
You
general.
got Charizard right there, dude. Where are you going on?
Yeah.
It resists Iron Head and is immune to Earthquake.
No, you sack the
No.
Natu, also blocking rocks, and then you get the Zard in for free.
Yo, that's genius. Hold on. Oh my god. Yo, trade drafts with
Or you
Will.
HP Fire Latios and just fucking cook the Excadrill in Sun. Like,
No,
I
right
mean, I
physical.
say that,
right
I'm
quick.
Sand, and I'm the Excadrill user, but
It's done, Colt.
I was muted, but did you just say that Natu blocks the Mold Breaker rocks?
good point.
I don't think it's.
Solid argument.
I don't think it's blocking even without mold breaker. It's gonna fucking pop.
Well, it'll die trying.
Natu is actually so pathetic, the rocks just go through the fucking Natu.
Yeah,
I don't know. My
I
ass.
Surely A.
I think A is fine.
Yeah.
I think yeah.
Sorry, Colt.
You can't deny the power of Lottie Zam together, really.
Yeah, and the heat train works really well. Like the sun,
Turn works really well for it.
the sun will work.
The first
I don't
four, arguably five, or I mean, I consider Triumph before Dawg in that, I guess. The top 4 are, like, probably the single best core in the entire fucking thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It
Uh,
has
I don't think
issues,
it does.
sure,
I'd say.
but every draft team is going to have issues, no matter what.
I don't think many draft teams have the issue of no water type.
I don't. Is that even an issue here?
It's a pretty big issue.
I don't know. What does that
I think
detract
it's a
from the
I think
Lottie
it's an
Pharaoh?
issue.
Waters are just broken, dude. I don't know what to tell you. Water's the best type in the
No,
game.
Scald is broken.
Yeah.
I mean,
This
I guess
guy has
that's
never
fair.
had to do a hydro pump.
I just dodge.
Holy moly.
Yeah. I think A.
Hey, it's fair.
This one.
It's the bars only.
It is.
All right. On to Shoka.
Bro, that's the worst team name and the worst picture I've ever seen. I'm sorry, I gotta
I
get
don't
that out
know.
of the way,
Bougie
bro.
Biologics is pretty fire.
That's not even
I've
how you
gotta
spell
say,
bougie, bro. Come on
the
now.
first 5 Pokemon is the most Shoka thing physically replicable.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's only
Oh my
missing,
Like,
God.
the only thing it's
Why?
missing is the Celebi.
Yeah.
He wanted Selby. I took it from him.
Yeah.
I think he
Of
wanted
course he did.
Excadrill, Tyranitar, Celebi, Ditto, Skarmory. How does Skarmory get
That was
so
a
low?
Ditto.
Anyway, we'll get to that later.
Don't worry about it.
The first pick was Landorus. Of course it was.
Go on, run us through it, the baby.
Oh yeah, my bad. All right, so we got the Landorus at number 1 because he uses it in every single game. Oh my goodness, he could run like a lot of sets actually. He could run Gravity, Swords Dance. He could run Special Grass Knot if he really wanted to. It was
Huh?
a good pick. Like literally, it was bro. Evian used Special Grass Knot.
Huh?
Of course he did. Of course he did.
It was a good pick. He could run anything on Landorus. Really, I'm worried.
Bobby, your
and then he
Swampert
has-
is in danger.
Yeah.
And then he picked Rotom Wash because of course he did. He uses that every game as well. He could run Pain Split, he could run Specs, Chick, Scarf, anything, Wisp, and then Scissor
Rotom
is
Wash is
annoying as well.
excellent. Yeah.
And no doubt. And then Scissor is a good pick, obviously, because the Will matchup, if you run Scarf, Will's definitely going to have some trouble because if he goes Heat Train, he can just bring in Hippo or whatever. And then Amoonguss was a great Scald switch in. That'll definitely help him in Monai's matchup, I feel. It'll just spread Stun Spore everywhere. Like the first 4, I swear he used the team with those exact 4 against Sergey in their first set. Yeah, he used that exact team. It was Landorus, Rotom, Scizor, Starmie, Hippo, and I think Amoonguss. Right? And
First
then,
5 then, right?
yeah, first 5. Oh my god.
Shoka gets his weather.
He does. Oh, Hippo is a great choice. I think it's a good physical wall, and it could wall like Thunderous, stuff like that as well.
It really
Whirl,
allows. I'm sorry.
No, keep going. It really
Okay.
does what?
The fact that it's a great physical wall really allows Landot to branch out into these diverse sets you were mentioning.
Oh yeah, of course. Good point. Terrakion, you could run SD, you could run Sub, Sword, like Choice Band, obviously. I was worried. I specifically bought Gligar just for his Terrakion.
I don't blame you.
You're
Yeah.
betting on HPIs, Tommy. I'm sorry.
No, okay, well, I got the slow bro just in case in the back. Don't
He got-
worry.
he got both.
Yeah. And the Terrakion really worries me with the Sand Hippo, and then Claydol was a good backup spinner. Torkoal, I really don't understand why he got Torkoal, to be honest with you. I think, like, if he's running spin, I guess double spin is good. But it doesn't have drought this gen. Like, I don't really see the appeal. It's a secondary rocker, I guess. But
Shell Smash?
honestly, Shell Smash. Does it get that this gen? No,
I
way.
don't know.
No
it does
shot.
It does not.
Even if it did, it's like 20 speed.
No, that's true. So does Carrot.
Oh shit! It doesn't get Skull Smash. I was wrong.
What?
It does?
There you go.
Oh my
You can run
God.
Shell Smash.
Wait, Bobby, what's its max speed, Jolly? Timid, whatever.
Isn't it like base
Uh,
20?
It's gonna be like 140. It's 152.
Oh god.
It doesn't even outspeed
Bro,
base
that
100.
will, no, you don't get it. It outspeeds Excadrill at +2.
Big.
Oh,
Really?
no.
Wow. Sensational. My goodness. I
Okay, I'll
mean,
With
write that down.
timid as well. With timid as well.
I'll write that down. I'll EV my Excadrill +2 Lava Plume.
Samurott, I mean, I don't understand Samurott as a pick either. If he runs SD Razor Shell, I guess that could work in some cases, but I think Honchkrow is actually a great pick. Because
Yeah, I
Sucker
agree.
Punch and Pursuit. Yeah, it does a lot with BraveBird as well. Like, Honchkrow is a very underrated pick. I probably should have considered that myself.
Yeah,
Honchkrow
Honchkrow for
gems.
5 is great
Really
value.
good.
Instead of a certain
Yeah.
other dark type.
And then Cradilly. Cradilly's good. No.
Cradilly works well with the sand.
Cradilly is
Yeah.
great with the hippo. Cradilly is great with the
Yeah.
hippo. It gets Storm Drain, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It gets Storm Drain and Suction Cups, so you could run either of those sets. You could run Curse, Suction Cups, you could run Storm Drain. Like it,
Cradilly is
You can run
excellent
anything.
with sand. That was a great pick.
yeah, it's like a secondary Amogus, I guess. I mean, yeah,
There's a lot of typing overlap there, though.
yeah, it's a good draft. It's very solid. I give it A, no doubt. Like
I like it.
I don't see many issues with it. Yeah.
I think it's a great A. Yeah.
The creativity was kind of lacking. If I'm being honest, bro. Like, you should be dog points for that.
Get better material.
There's not much set diversity. Like you might see like a Life Orb Terrakion. I guess there's a Landot Rotom is really carrying the bulk of the what you can diversify with. I guess
Right.
Samurott is a mixed attacker, but Samurot's a mediocre
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
maybe
No doubt.
Yeah.
a bit of a Bolt Beam weakness. Like you have Rotom, but if you can punch through Rotom with enough things, like
Yeah.
I'm splitting
Rotom, then.
hairs, but
It is
Close.
broadly weak to ice types. I
yeah.
think. Like ice type. Yeah.
And
well,
like
I don't know. I
Rain
guess
Boosted
it's worth
Scalds
there.
is annoying. Like you don't have a great. Oh, I mean you have Credilli, I guess. Yeah.
You have a Moon Rotom Cradilly. I think your Rain Samurott as well. I think your Rain matchups.
Well, I'd
Pretty
argue
good.
Amoongus Rotom Wash get worn down by Skull like fairly easily.
yeah, you're right. But I mean, you
But
do
Credilli,
have like
so yeah.
you have enough.
And then
You
you
have
have,
enough
your
air
own
sand.
Samurott in Rain.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a great draft. I'm happy. Very happy with A. This would
My only
be.
complaint with it is I think he definitely could have gotten more value out of some of his lower star picks.
You think so?
You
Yeah.
reckon?
Torkoal is really weird. Claydol feels. Or Claydol's
Claydol
fine.
I don't get.
Claydol's
There's already
Torkoal's really weird. I mean, you could do worse for Samu for 3, right?
Yeah.
definitely could. But I mean, for 8, if you drop Claydol and Torkoal, I'm sure there's something you could have gotten.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
Yeah, I think Torkoal was just he wanted another spinner that wasn't a ground type, maybe. Like,
I don't know.
and like at
feel like
that
you could've
price
gotten-
range, what are you getting? Like War Turtle, I guess. Like, yeah,
You could have gotten like Kabu for
Staryu.
6.
You
yeah,
gotten him on top or
If you combine that Torkoal and Samu into a Kabu.
yeah. That would have been nice, honestly. Still can do
Yeah.
that.
You can still do that.
can. Yep, your trades are available.
So
That's a.
everyone happy
I would
with
put
A?
yeah.
A, yeah, I'm happy with A.
Oh, I guess another potential concern would be speed tiers, but there is good priority.
And there's
Yes,
good
and there's-
scarfers.
Good priority in bulk.
Yeah.
Really good priority and really good bulk.
Solid scarfers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like Drex. Drex are very fast, and you can run Scarf Lando, Scarf Rotom very easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. On to Colt. Colt, do you want to run through your own?
Alright, sure. I don't
Give
have-
us an
I don't have a speech
insight.
prepared or anything, but
Well,
Just
through
wing
the
it.
mind of the genius.
Walk you through the mind of someone who's probably never played Black and White.
What?
He definitely has.
He's played Ranbats.
Yeah.
I might have played less than Zack. If we don't count
oh
rain bets.
no. Oh no.
If we don't count rain bets.
You'll know the
it's
mechanics
definitely
more.
less than that. Yes, if we do count rain bets, I've played like 10 times more than him. So,
It's perhaps as many games as me.
All right, run us through.
Alright. So Excadrill, at this point, all the 18 pointers were gone except for, I think it was Keldeo and Garchomp. I didn't really want to do Keldeo. And Garchomp seemed like less versatile than Excadrill for what I wanted. So I went with that. And then luckily no one took Tire. So I get to run Sandforce, Excadrill, or Moldbreak if I want, which is exactly the plan. Definitely. And to be frank, I was also scared shitless of Will having a Latios, so I wanted to go either.
That's fair.
There's a Latios in the draft and T-Tar's available at pick 12. Hot dog.
indeed.
Mad Dog. Bro, no, I'm kidding.
But he's a cutie. All right, go on.
Alright. So at this point, Selby seemed pretty good synergy. I had the good spin with Excadrill, which is the main support you need. I really want something good against Scald for the double Water Weak core I had. And I also like it because it's A, very versatile, B, a very good pivot. I think those are both very important things to have in the draft. And followed up, wanted something fast, needed something fast by the looks of the teams that were coming out. So Infernape seemed really good. I was initially kind of suspect on it, but looking at the move pool and the speed, it's, I don't know, it just seems very good at revenge killing. You can run Scarf if you need a tiny bit of extra speed. You can run Mix, run random moves that might not be expected, like Gunk Shot or Earthquake or Stone Edge.
Yeah, hit those fairy types. You know what's up.
Listen, I'm sure Gunk Shot has at least one target, maybe.
If no, see, this is why you can afford to trade away your Celebi, right? Because you're running Gunk Shot and Infernape.
He's so desperate.
Very well thought out.
Alright, and then I got Ditto, which I'm not gonna lie, that was mostly because of Mr. Big's draft. I saw
For
him.
God's sake. I was going to draft Ditto as well, and then I saw Coldbite. I'm like, for God's sake, man.
You're
I'm
a carbon copy of someone fucking Mars.
No. Listen. We're not the same because I planned the stall team
He's
first.
got no motion.
Wait, go on.
Exactly. He was copying my motion. No, I'm saying.
We'll get to him. We'll get to him.
We'll get.
Alright, my bad.
Yeah, Mr. Big had fucking 4 out of 6 Mons of Smurf, so I wanted a revenge killer. And I knew at this point, if I could like steal a Latios or a Kyurem Black from someone, that would be very helpful as well, because I didn't have my own. It is at this point I consorted with Bobby for assistance, and we realized that Lantern was the only water I could get if I wanted 2 more real Pokemon. It was either Lantern or like Milotic, and my next pick was
I said
Sucker.
like Lantern, Empoleon, or Milotic.
I think Lantern works
Yeah.
well.
Lantern's
Yeah.
definitely the best one out of those here.
Yeah. Another Volt Switch. The T-Bolt Immune is actually pretty big for blocking Volt Switch. If I need to run it. Especially because my next pick is Skarmory, and that's going to bait quite a lot of them.
Somehow getting
Especially if I pivot.
a 7th round Scum.
Yeah, I have no idea why both Skarm and then Ments were around at this point, but I realized, hey, I could get Spikes, and then Vernape's way harder to deal with.
Yeah,
get
for
Ments,
sure.
And they have another great cleaner if something does happen to Ape.
Yeah,
Or
Mets is a
great
great
pivot
option.
if I need it.
Yeah, Mence
Really
works
good
well
features,
here.
yeah.
Then close it out. I took Snover because I didn't want anyone to.
I didn't want anyone else to have it.
I didn't want
You're a
anyone
hater,
else
bro.
to time my stand with it. And then Murkrow, Prankster T-Wave speaks for itself. Literally
Right.
the only button I will be clicking.
The big
Let's
red
go.
button.
Yeah,
Please
you
ignore
have
the gem captains.
yeah, you have Gem Captain Murkrow over Snover.
It was
Yeah.
Snover initially, but Bobby convinced me on a Flying Gem Brave Bird and Dark Gem Sucker.
Surely Ice Gem, Ice Shard's better.
Yeah, I agree.
They're both dog shit. Okay, they're both bad.
Yeah.
I
Let's not
guess he
get
has
it
a
twisted
Ditto
here.
to revenge kill the dragons. I mean, I understand why he didn't go with Ice Shard.
Yeah,
Fair
get
enough.
it.
I will
Good
say, I
draft.
think
like it. Yeah.
Dark Gem Sucker is probably stronger against the dragons than Ice Shard, or Ice Gem Ice Shard. Like it might be.
Yeah.
Murkrow's 92 attack.
Very
Oh, that's
possible.
not that bad. Yeah.
Yeah, Snover has 62.
Oh god. Oh god.
Okay, yeah, 92 attack's pretty good.
Alright.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
like this draft a lot.
this is probably my favorite draft.
Yeah,
It's a very
well-rounded.
good draft.
I think it's broken. I
think
don't
it's
know.
broken.
I don't know how you get Excadrill, T-Tar, and then also like the Skarmory,
Excadrill,
Skarmory,
Nape.
Celebi. Like this
Nuts.
is that's pretty much an OU team by itself.
To be fair, quite a few people in this division especially just have OU teams.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, this is my favorite team. I really like the Infernape and Salamence to like round it out. Ditto's
I think,
super annoying. Lantern's broken against like certain Pokemon. Yeah.
Yeah. Lantern just seems very good with how it can be immune to either water or electric, depending on what I need.
Yeah.
The non 1 point lower tiers kind of make the draft like truly great in my opinion, because like in terms of like unique utility goes, Ditto and Lantern is pretty much as good as it gets.
Yeah.
And what's it called? For such a cheap price to really fix the issues of the team is like what I think is particularly great about it.
Yeah.
Like the Lantern really, like it was said earlier, the Lantern enables the Scarms so much.
Yeah, it was just crazy how you could get
Yeah.
third pick
Especially,
Celebi
like,
and then still be able to get
versus
Scarm later.
or something. You can pivot Rocky Helmet, Skyrim on the U-turn. They go to a Volt turn mon, you just go to Lantern. They've made 0 progress and lost Rock's chip and U-turn damage.
Yeah, it's a good, like Celebi's particularly susceptible to like Volturn, so
Yeah.
Lantern just shuts that down as hard as possible. I don't think it'd be nearly as good of a draft with any other water.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially because, like I said, a more expensive water, or like any other water, would have meant I pretty much didn't get Skyrim.
Yeah.
I guess one thing you could say against this is it's a little T-Spikes week. It's not a massive deal,
I think it's
but
T-Spikes.
yeah, maybe like
Yeah,
hazards
yeah.
in general, depending on like the hazard setter, because extra
hold on.
drills.
If it's like a guard, you're gonna be fine. If it's like a Tentacruel, you're gonna have issues.
yeah,
Ditto, which is on a ground poison. Do I remove T-Spikes?
No,
Oh, that's
No.
smart.
no, you do not.
No. You won't let it happen.
unfortunately.
Ditto takes entry hazards before it transforms, so it'll always take 12 from Stealth Rock, and it will always be poisoned by T-Specs.
Unfortunate.
I didn't know that.
Unfortunate, he says.
So
Yeah, you can't have it all.
So yeah, so yeah, I don't know if
I'll
like
Can't wait to copy that Volcarona and lose a Pokemon.
yeah,
I'm worried. I really am worried.
I don't know if there's anyone you really have to be too worried about there. Maybe the Fori could be annoying for your team. But
In terms of
it's
specific
playable.
Pokemon, I think it's Kieran Black.
yeah, no, like offensively for sure.
I have double Steel and Sand and Infernape to revenge it.
It's just switching in. Like Skarmory's not a very good wall for Kyurem.
It's like a more defensive team inherently, so it's something that literally just guarantees a kill. Really
Yeah,
breaks down the game plan of
like
the
you
team.
might have to make some tough
It's
decisions in battle versus something like that. But yeah, I think it's fine. Like it's a great draft. As I said, it's my favorite. Yeah, A, easy.
Hey, no doubt. Yeah.
It's my favorite. A.
Well,
Well,
Hey.
you know, it'd have to be really, really good for me to put something else. I don't think it's like head and shoulders above like Shockers, which is the other draft I really like. But yeah,
Right.
yeah, I think Shoka's probably also my second best draft.
very similar. That's probably why. Well, similar or
Yeah,
not
kinda
similar.
similar.
They like
Copy
complement
these
each
picks.
other.
I think Shoka wanted to draft pretty
Yeah.
much what I had.
Yeah, well, Shocker just wanted to draft one of his sand teams.
He did, yeah.
Okay, we'll put that in in A, and then we'll move on to Monai to run us through his boring team.
Holy moly, for real.
So how'd you decide the name?
Everyone saw me draft Politoed and let out an exasperated sigh.
That is exactly
It was
what
so
happened,
expected, yet still feel let
It's-
down.
Like maybe this
Exactly
time
what
we won't draft Rain. No, I'm sorry, I wasn't strong enough. I went with the Politoed first. I don't have an excuse. I just like it a lot. But this time I get Tentacruel. Last time I drafted Rain, I let Tentacruel try to go
Yeah, I
for
remember
third
that.
because I wanted Ferrothorn really badly. And
Sure.
then I had to deal with no Tentacruel. But to be fair, this time I did not get a Ferrothorn, so I had to remedy that later. Raikou is, in my opinion, probably like is probably the best Rain abuser, right? Like it patches so many holes for Rain.
I think it's better than Thundy T in draft. Yeah.
I like it better than Thundy T for Rain, just because I mean, like it's a budget thing as well, right? Like Raikou makes up for its power with Thunder and Rain. It gets the speed stat. It can switch into electric moves really.
Weather
consistently. It
Ball.
isn't afraid of that HP ice. You get Weather Ball. You get like literally any coverage move that you could probably want.
The only thing is
I
that
think.
being grounded, but yeah.
Yeah, but Rain has access, of course, to Tentacruel, one of like the best spinner. So
Yeah.
I think that works out relatively well. Having a Pokemon, like, I mean, so far it's triple grounded, so I need to switch into those Earthquakes. So my next 2 picks covered that. My next 3 picks covered that, I guess. Bronzong was one of the. At this point, there weren't any good steals left. I had wanted Ferrothorn, but that wasn't to be. So I could have went with, I guess, Registeel, but I wanted Bronzong more because I needed that floater.
No good steal theft with Kabalion, literally the next Pokemon taken after this. Goddamn.
Nah,
Oh,
Kabalion was
that's
taken
wrong.
before.
Koba's not that bad, but it isn't a great defensive steal. He's pretty funny. What did you say, Jake?
Koba was actually taken before you anyway.
Yeah, yeah, I guess it would have been the other direction. I didn't want Koba
There was
anyway, so I
Skarmory.
didn't care.
Skarmory was up.
There was Skarmory, but I didn't feel like running Skarmory Rain. Bronzong just
Zack.
packed all those nice resistances and was the floater that I wanted. I guess I could have went Skarm, but I didn't feel like it.
I'm thankful you didn't.
Next,
I wanted some sort of hurricane user. I considered Tornadus, obviously.
I was so
But Tornadus
surprised
was-
you didn't get Swanna this draft.
I wanted to get Swanna, and maybe I should have, but I already have so many floaters, and
Yeah,
when you have so many picks, you don't really need the quote unquote compression that Swanna gives. I think when I have the Tentacruel with its super reliable spin, I can afford Moltres, and Moltres is like the strongest Hurricane. I wanted Tornadus would have been good too, but it has so few, like so poor defensive utility outside of like Tailwind that I thought Moltres was a better pick. Hydreigon, he's broken. Next.
Good.
I thought you hated
Hydreigon.
Hydreigon.
Hydreigon's actually nuts in draft.
yeah, in draft is
Okay.
completely different
Right.
because you get to like
And
specialize your coverage for the exact matchup
Yeah.
you're getting.
Exactly. You
Right.
can specialize. It's so versatile.
It's the same thing as Infernape, yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly like Infernape's a great comparison. Although Hydreigon's more
The
based on
speed,
power.
but yeah.
And I wanted a Scarfer because like nothing I had was really a sufficient Scarfer or something I wanted to Scarf. So that's like maybe Politoed. I still wanted some sort of Spikes coverage, and a Grass is important on Rain. I considered going with Breloom for the Scald immunity, but I decided to go with Ferroseed just for the Spikes. And
Rash decision.
brash decision, I know. I'm really breaking down the conventional standards with my Politoed, Tentacruel, Raikou Rain team.
No, I called you
You
trash.
really are.
Oh, you called me trash? Well, I
Trash.
like to hear what I know to be true. Okay.
Oh wow.
Oof,
Why
oof,
did you
oof.
calling you trash? You're not making any
Man.
sense here.
At this point, I had let everyone know the gem rule ahead of time, so
Not
He's lying,
not
guys.
super
That's-
clearly.
Listen to him.
okay. I don't know. I put it in the
He
thing and I
read the
told
draft
everyone
in
the
his
thing
favor.
in the announcements. I did my best. All right. I don't
No,
know.
it didn't happen.
You also changed
was
it
like-
from
it was like
the last time we
Matt,
spoke about
Matt,
it. You
Matt.
added this 15 gem cap altogether. Like that was
I-
different from when we talked about it. So I had no idea about that.
Okay. I don't know. I put it in the Discord and I put it in the doc, and then I added
You
it.
don't know how to read.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys just can't read.
Pretty much.
So Bisharp,
not my
in my
fault.
opinion, was one of the best gem users available. And Caracosta and Rain is horrifying. With Shell Smash,
True.
I probably should have went with the Scald Switch in instead, but I decided to get Swampert just for a ground type. And Haunter is 1 point.
I'm
For
a
some
bit confused as to why Swampert was 10, but Gastrodon was 8.
Because Swampert learns rocks.
Oh, my bad.
And it's stronger,
My apologies.
faster.
It's stronger, faster.
That doesn't get recovery.
Its bulk is actually just better
Yeah.
I guess.
in a vat. I don't know. Draft tends to be faster format than singles, to be fair.
Right. Fair enough.
As our friend here doesn't
And
realize.
rocks are big. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Nah, I honestly really like the Swampert here. I think it complements the whole draft well.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
Mega Swampert with Swift Swim?
Well, that
Oh
would be
my
way
God.
better,
I'm
obviously.
modding him for swim.
But yeah, I really like the Swampert. Bishop, it's nice. Caracosta seems really good with the gem. Everything else is pretty
Yeah.
self-explanatory. Like Moltres is fun to have on Rain. It's obviously has its weaknesses, but yeah, it'll be enjoyable. There's not too much really to say. It's just a real solid Rain team. I wouldn't
I
call it
agree.
S, but
What would you say?
I'd say A.
Yeah, yeah.
Like compared to the other Rain team, you can see how this one is like a lot easier. It's like fills itself out
More
when you're
sure.
building easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
more
will
creative.
say, jokes aside, I don't actually like Pharisee that much. Like it's kind of a bait. I don't think you're going to get to spike with it very reliably at all.
I mean,
I think that's fair, but it compresses a
Yeah.
lot of utility.
And he doesn't have
Regardless.
to bring it because he has Bronze on as another real steal.
Yeah.
So
right.
Yeah.
Good to have in the back.
yeah.
Yeah.
Are you gonna bring
The
the
draft is
EVO
pretty
like
solid.
or
Every-
the shed shell against me, Monai? What are you bringing? Which fantasy, bro?
Just take him. Just take him.
Just take all-
I get, it's a trade deal. I get my rocks. You get to blow them off the face of this earth.
So everyone happy with A?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or would you say B, Colt?
Hey.
No,
Oh,
I'd say
sorry.
A.
Alright.
Probably on the lower end, but definitely A.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to go wrong with like Polytoad, Tentacruel,
No,
Raikou.
no,
Like,
actually solidly A. There's
Yeah.
not really a major weakness.
mm,
Other than, I mean, I guess the lack of a Scald pivot, but you're running a brain.
Refresh
team.
Toad is still okay.
yeah.
Use Toad,
Right.
yeah.
Okay, on to Alucs. I'll run through this one. He got Keldeo first pick, which is solid. Latias second. Again, Latias is great. I think it works pretty well with Keld as well. Takes like a Keld
Yeah.
check away from someone else.
That
This
is
is
to be a
hating.
recurring theme in these drafts, like
Yeah.
Latios to the
Yeah.
Parathorn, Latias,
Yeah.
or Keldeo to Latias.
I got 2 Volcarona checks on mine.
Billy?
Then he
Three.
gets Crook for a Pursuit Trapper, which is great with Keld. Yeah, Crook's a great Pokemon in draft as well. Like it's an easy.
Crook is really underrated.
Yeah, it's versatile. Like
Even without knock, it's great.
you can do Intimidate, or you can do like Moxie Scarf, Band. Like yeah, there's a lot you can do with Crook.
Moxie Scar
Yeah.
specifically seems like a great idea.
Cobalion is very versatile. It's not the best defensive steel, which maybe is a bit of a weakness in this draft. But in terms of like purely taking a physical hit, it can take one for sure, and then probably be able to KO or get into a KO range back. It's fast. It can be offensive sets. Mixed. Yeah, lots you can do. Tango.
I mean, the Steel with Volt Switch is just a great thing in general.
Yeah, and the speed tier, like, yeah. Tangrowth is very bulky, so that helps with the Cobalion. No Assault Vest in Black-White really hurts it, I feel. But
No sleep either.
no sleep either. But yeah,
It's
like,
just a bitch to take out.
yeah,
Yeah, it
a
is.
big sponge. It hits surprisingly hard, like, in Chlorophyll set versus Sun could do some work. Gets like Earthquake and shit. Yeah. Darm, just a strong hitter. Again, another good choice Scarfer.
I'm amazed
it's
neither of the Sun teams got down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a little strange. The Darm here kind of feels a little bit out of place, but he doesn't have a fire type, so it does complement like offensively. Like gives another angle if someone is like lacking on fire type checks. Hitmontop, great spinner, one of the best, cheap spinners. A fighting type, he has 2 already, but it's what you need a spinner. The Lax, just another great sponge on the special side this time. I think like here's enough speed. I think it works pretty well here. The Snorlax. It can do like setup sets as well. Yeah.
You really need that special sponge here.
Yeah, you do. And just having like sometimes having a normal type attacker is really handy. Like if people have like offensive steals, or you know, you have good lures for steel types, which I think, I don't know, we'll see.
It's a special check that doesn't let up the gas on a team like this.
And yeah, that's another good thing, like keeps tempo, which he needs. And then Garb and Stunfisk to round it out. Garb, grounded poison.
Those are really good.
Gives spikes. Yeah. Boom. Garb with gems, I think, is a good choice. Because it just gives it that bit of power that you'd need on something like Garb.
Coverage moves as well.
Yeah, like Power Whip, fucking even Gunk Shot, Boom, yeah. And Stunfisk is a little. I guess he needed. I don't know. I guess he wanted an electric type, maybe a rocker. Yeah, so he didn't have to always rocks on Crook or Cobra. Like makes some sense. Yeah, I don't love it, but it's definitely useful Pokemon Stunfisk.
Yeah, I mean I get it. It doesn't.
It compresses a lot of resistances.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's also just I mean, you got two things to dissuade U-turn: Rocky Helmet Garb, Stunfisk. You can really trade down.
I think I like this team a lot more than some other people. I know Dababy
I think
isn't
looking
the highest
having it explained, it is a good offensive. Everything's pushing forward.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, after you walk through it, he has double pursuit with Keldeo. It can't be that bad, right? Surely.
Triple. Him on top as well.
Triple? Oh my god, dude. Triple?
Holy
Oh no, I'm worried.
Bro, control F pursuit in the builder.
Yeah, he really did.
Got the first pick killed, then yeah.
It really isn't as bad as I initially thought. Like, I see it.
Yeah.
It's not that bad, yeah. It's decent. I mean, I was just confused because he was so urgent to pick things like Crocodile and Cavalion, which I feel like would be available later. I don't think Monai would be particularly interested in Cavalion because Dawg was in the other draft. He wouldn't be drafting Cavalion. I was just surprised to see him draft Crocodile and Cavalion so early.
I think coming from like a draft background, well, not that Alucs is a draft player, but he's played a lot of draft. Like he knows that Cobra's usually valued more than you just because of the versatility it comes with it. Maybe he could have
surprisingly good. Yeah.
Maybe he could have held off on the Croc and Cobra and got another higher tier pick in there just to really beef up the draft.
I think he could have, but I don't really mind how he's distributed his points at all. I mean, maybe Darm could have been swapped.
The only thing I don't really like is Darm here.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Feels like you'd want something that could take a hit or be fast, but maybe not both.
Yeah,
or maybe not that.
I mean,
Maybe not neither.
Mienshao.
Yeah,
Mienshao
Mienshao again.
There. All right. Yeah.
He still could. It's 11, isn't it? Yeah, still could.
Mienshao going undrafted is honestly kind of fucking whack. But even
though he has so many fighting types.
Yeah, that's true. Why not 4 then, right? Triple pursuit quad fighter. What's the issue? Just go for it, dude. Even if you want something with
Weaver?
a similar. What do you say?
I was gonna say Weaver, but not really. It'd be nice, but
quad suit. Holy moly!
He could go like Blastoise and then change Hitmontop to something else.
He could. I don't know.
But yeah. Anyway, I would say, I'd say it's a C tier draft, but I don't hate it. I think he can definitely make it work. Like here's Keldeo pursuits and Latias and fucking it's a very easy to work with Keldeo and suits.
I was gonna say C tier, but breaking it down like that does actually help. I think I'm gonna say B tier now. I see the vision.
I think it would be a B tier if that Darm was something that helped the matchup to help ease out the matchup spread.
Yeah.
I think with Darm it's very hit the gas, and there's no nuance to it. But maybe, I don't know, some sort of defensive pivot or catch-all check to stuff would have been great here. Like, I don't know, a Slow King.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Slowking's underrated pick actually with
Slow
Nasty
King's
Fly.
extremely good.
Mm.
That would really,
Would've
like,
been the pick here, but yeah.
it would mean that Snorlax isn't tasked with checking everything special.
And like you have Keldeo as your only water.
It's a
You
lot.
kind of
It
want
already is.
you want a spongy water as well. Like,
Yeah, you have Lottie Lax, that's fair.
I guess.
Even
Yeah.
stun to an extent. I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know. I think it's contributing more overall than Darmanitan.
It's
But
just-
Darmanitan has nice traits too, and it's
just-
like the definition of a consistent Scarver.
yeah, that's for sure. All
Besides the
right.
rock pieces.
And then, yeah, I'll put it in C. So, Dababy, you can just run through yours. It's whatever this shit is.
Oh no. Oh no.
No, that's good.
A lot of
Listen,
foreshadowing.
listen. Basically, every time I draft a Pokemon, I'd go to the board and I'd look at everybody else's draft. I'd just pick a Pokemon that everyone else lost to, right? That's why I picked Volcarona first. I was like, damn, nobody has a Volcarona check yet, right? Surely I'm gonna buy one.
No one has
Surely.
a Volcarona check around one. You're right.
Exactly. No one's gonna buy one, right? Not if I buy 3 of them.
Not even true.
I know.
True. There's
I
this
messed up.
Scarladios and this Scarflanda.
It's a strategy.
You don't get it.
You don't get it,
You
exactly.
don't get
And then, yeah, Mars and I would discuss every pick together, right? I would discuss the picks with him. I would make the announcement, and then he'd start trolling, talking about how my picks were garbage.
He's
I
just
just
sandbagging
think
you.
Yeah, basically we discuss every pick. He wanted me to pick Starmie and Dragonite first because he felt that those two were a very good combination. But I picked Starmie and Volcarona first because I felt like they had better synergy, and yeah, I felt like everyone would lose to them, right? Which was obviously a dumb choice because you could just buy the Volcarona checks next round after I drafted them. Why are you checking for something that's not there?
Do what I did and react to what you've drafted.
Exactly. I didn't consider that. I really didn't. And then I picked Dragonite next round. I'm like, damn, yo, these 17 slots are still there. I might as well just build a Smurf team. Let me get Dragonite. And then the next round, I'm like, oh wow, nobody's picked Garchomp either. Oh my god, I'm building a Smurf.
Okay,
team.
that
This
is
a
kind of
great
nuts
idea.
to be fair.
I think people.
Round 32 Garchomp is messed
Yeah.
up.
I think people
Yeah,
were
don't mind
sleeping
if I
on
do.
Garchomp.
They really were. Yeah, and then like those four should give me a good matchup against most teams, I feel, right? And then I got Magneton not because like 2 days prior, not 2 days, like 4 hours prior, I was clowning on anyone who would pick Magnezone. I'm like, if you pick Magnezone, you have to be banned from the strat. You have to be stupid, right? So I picked the pre-evolution because I'm smart like that, right? Why the hell would I pick Magnezone? No, I picked Magneton because I liked it as a pivot with Volt Switch, and I could use Choice Scarf because I felt like my team had no momentum.
Mag's good. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm glad
And then-
it's mostly for that reason and not mostly
Yeah.
for the trap.
I don't intend on trapping many people. Like that would be very stupid of me to buy Magnezone and draft. No, like it was a pivot, right?
Good.
And then Blissey, I think Blissey was honestly a better pick than Chansey, even though Chansey was 11. Obviously Chansey's the better wall, but I think Serene Grace Blissey for like an offensive set with like
Gosh.
online could be very
Come on.
underrated.
No, now you're speaking to my heart.
I mean,
No,
yeah.
no, you're not ready.
Yeah.
Like
I can see Carmine
like
Blissey.
most people, like Monai's team, for example, doesn't seem that bad off a preview. I'm not saying I'm gonna bring it. I might not, but like,
Wait, yeah, Bobby, you
Heresy's right there, dude.
you're right. You're right.
No.
It doesn't learn
What do you mean?
flamethrower. It doesn't learn flamethrower, right, guys? I'm on flamethrower and rain now. And then Gligar, I mainly got for the Shoka matchup, and I just wanted a physical wall with like a stealth route. The roots.
Yeah, my matchup in the Shoka isn't looking good.
Yeah, look at my Gligar, bro.
I mean, it's a good
I mean, you gotta
Pokemon.
give it to him. Gligar looks like a bitch of a matchup.
Gligar's
Yeah.
a good pick for 7 mana.
Yeah.
Gligar's
I just wanted a defensive wall, and then Liepard, I just
Okay.
bought for Prankster. I literally just bought for Prankster, right?
This is where you lose the script right here.
Aaron, they're gonna know what I'm gonna do with Aaron. I'm not even gonna explain it. I think you all know what the game
Shell Bell. Shell Bell.
You don't have to.
is. Shell Bell.
Don't worry.
Nobody can stop it, man. And then Slow Bro, I just wanted to switch it for like physical attackers, really.
I wanted
Gligar.
a switching.
You have
That
a
was-
Gligar.
No, the Gligar's
Slow
gonna
Bro's
get knocked
fine here.
eventually, bro. And then I was,
A physical water type wall, I agree with. Did it have to be double water psychic?
and I'm like, damn. Hopefully I can outplay. Probably not, but I'm having a good time.
Expect it.
Okay, so where's your CB tower answer?
I'm running cold or slow, bro. And
There is
I'm
a
gonna bring over as body
Gligar
press.
right there, dude.
Oh yeah, that too.
Ice punch.
I'm gonna
Outplay.
I'm gonna run the Higachi Berry Gligar.
It's CB Tar. Look at every team. What's the CB Tar switch? It's like Shoka and then the Void.
Yeah, that's true.
Someone
Oh,
has a
no.
Tangrowth. Alex is a Tangrowth. There you go.
Ice Punch low.
That's doing 45, I think. Bandit Ice Punch probably. That's not doing that much yet. And then I know the team doesn't look great. I'm not denying that, but maybe if I fish well enough, I can find a set that beats everyone. You know what I mean?
Best of luck. I gotta say.
Thank you. I need it. I really need it.
I will say it's good that me and Chomp and Dragonite have defensive utility at least.
Right.
So it's not Blissey, Gligar, Slowbo, and 4 mons that are O-code by literally everything. But
You can high key flip a lot of parts of this team. Like, if you really want to, you could run fat. It's similar to Mars. Like
Yeah.
Slowbro, defensive Chomp, Starmie,
Right.
Blissey. Like that,
Yeah.
like Gligar, that's the makings of a fat team.
by similar
Yeah.
to Mars, you mean it is Mars team. With
That's not
That's not
important.
Mars
Deal.
team. That's not Mars
Not
team. Now Mars is physical
That's
swim.
that's,
Come on,
that's,
special
that's the
swim, you know
Mr.
what I mean?
Big team.
Exactly. You stole my motion, bro. I don't know what to say. I would, if I had to give it a rating, I'd say either B or C. I think either is fair.
I'm
B or C.
talking shit, but I think it's high B.
That might be a little high. I'm gonna say C personally, just
Yeah,
because
it's-
I think there's. I mean, it's the same deal as Mars outside of the top 4. It's like a lot of Band-Aid picks, which is the right way to approach it at that point. But
Right.
I think it's similar to
there could have been more cohesion or planning.
Absolutely. No, I'm very bad in situations
First
like these.
draft,
I'm like,
right?
oh. This one time I woke up and I saw that I was pinged 3 hours ago. I'm like, oh no. Let me run up the Aeron and slow, bro.
Infernape was a fever pick at 3 a.m. where I promptly went back to sleep, so don't worry.
No, that was a good pick. Infernape was actually a good pick.
You need to let the spirits possess you sometimes.
I wanted Lucario actually, but I was like, that might be too crazy. I might be getting too greedy here, so I opted for Slowbro.
I mean, I
Right.
respect it.
The baby, I can tell you right now, you're beating Bobby.
Are you sure about that?
Hey,
Can he beat Blissey? Can he
No,
beat Blissey?
based
Oh.
on the DM he just sent me, he cannot beat Blissey.
You don't get it. You don't
You
see
don't
my
Dark
version
Pursuit.
code.
You don't need to know the contents of this DM, but
Oh no.
rest
Oh
assured,
no.
rest assured you have a
CM
free win.
Blissey might put me on a poster, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure. I don't know, whatever.
We'll see what happens, bro.
All right.
Good luck.
Holy moly, we're done.
Wonderful.
Is Jake
Jake.
here? I think
I'm
Jake
not
just
sure.
up and left.
Oh no. He saw the draft and didn't want anything to do with it. I
Bro,
can't
Jeff.
blame him.
Hello.
He was tired.
My mic
Machine, given that-
cut out.
Oh, there he
I
is.
was having issues.
There
I was
you
like
are.
talking. I'm like, why is everyone ignoring me?
My bad. I'm sorry. You should have said something.
I thought he was. I thought he just like was not talking. I don't know.
Yeah, me too.
I was just saying. I think your main issue is hazard control because you got the Starmie,
Starmie?
which is fine, but then you got like all this like passive shit that will let stealth rocks go up, and you got
Right.
Vulcan D Knight. So yeah,
Of course.
but it's not terrible. I'd call it a C still, but it's not terrible.
Right.
I think like Slowbro, Blissey, Gligar, and then like Starmie, a dragon. That alone will like beat a lot of people. Like, well, not a lot of people, but can beat some people. Like you just have like raw stats, raw like resistances.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Blissey resist everything special.
yeah, exactly. Like I haven't gone through the matchups like closely on this side, but yeah, I'm sure you can like easily get some wins with that shit.
I hope so.
Like,
hope so.
I feel like
Bro,
versus
that's-
Will, you match up pretty well. Maybe the trapping is the issue, but
I mean, Will's running a sand team and there's a Volcarona. Like,
he has a heat train.
He's running a sand team without the sand, even.
Oh yeah, that's true.
yeah, but even just
This is looking at a Shoka
Like-
heat train angle.
like Blissey versus Will if it's Shed Shell,
Yeah, you're right actually, Blissey. But then he might pull something like Calm Mind, Side Shock, Zen.
Well,
If
yeah,
he pulls up with that, I'm screwed.
yeah, but you
got
can,
Starmie.
yeah,
I can
I don't
maneuver
know.
it.
I mean, there's
Around it.
nuance to literally every matchup.
Yeah.
If something's favored, you can still play around it.
Yeah.
All right,
I would say I have a favored Alucs matchup, but he could also just fucking nuke me.
Right. I swear to God, if you don't do that to me. No, relax.
Don't do him like that.
Don't do that.
so yeah,
To this day, my favorite quote is, I think this is my favorite team. It's going an A.
look, I'm a tough judge.
Fair enough.
Yeah, this is the tier list. It's pretty, everything in the 3 tiers pretty centrist
Like
of
all
us.
good tier lists.
I
Yeah.
will say S tier drafts are like really boring. Like
Yeah,
hold on.
like that regen shit they get in later
Yeah,
gens.
I'm literally
Like
pulling it up right
Torn.
now.
Torn, Slowbro,
Okay.
fucking
Oh,
yeah,
God. Is that a Jenny draft?
yeah, and then like
Of
Tangrowth.
course it is. Oh,
No, fucking okay. DaBaby needs to see this image for context.
All right, I'm
So,
I'm
you know-
cutting
you
this
know
off
Zern,
here.
right, DaBaby?